just muted and disappeared again.
Squeak.
I
Very
mean, he
chaotic.
joined of his own accord, so I imagine he was
Mhm.
here. Vinny
Hello.
and Romulus.
Hello.
Romulus is currently enjoying a lovely dinner made of his people.
Actually, none of my people in this, only the pork people.
What are you eating out of interest?
Roast gammon, bacon sausage, roast potatoes, tender stem broccoli, roast carrots, caramelized onions, and homemade gravy.
Yep, and that's Harlan.
I would like some.
Could you send me some too?
I don't think that it would be very good by the time it got to you.
Doesn't
And
matter.
unfortunately, depending on how much gravy there is actually a postal limit that any more than 1 liter of liquids can't be sent via post.
Well, I don't need 1 liter of.
I know
gravy.
1 liter is a bit excessive.
Oh, that's tragic.
That's a shame.
Sorry, here I am with my 2 whole liters of gravy per plate. Well, I guess you'll have to do without.
Oh damn. That's a
You don't,
1.1
don't
liter.
you don't pour gravy onto it. You dip stuff in the gravy.
Oh,
No, you have the gravy in a glass. You have a mouthful, and then you take a swig.
Oh. Mm.
You swirl it around in your mouth, and then
Yeah, it's like a wine glass. You swirl, you spit, you then proceed to fill your mouth with the other food. You swallow, you cleanse your palate with some lemon water, and then you go in with the gravy again.
Oh, no.
I can't. I
Jamie's
can't.
not having any of it.
I can't.
Jamie loves his gravy, but he doesn't like gravy swirling.
No, okay, so I love gravy, and I am definitely pro gravy. To be honest with you, I can't think of a legitimate reason to say no, this is bad. Part of me's like, that does sound quite nice, but
I want to try it.
it depends entirely on the niceness of the gravy, I guess. If it's good gravy.
I just love the notion of like a gravy snob.
Missed out potential here. We've got some people eating mayonnaise out of the jar with spoons. Why not have gravy snobs?
I'm afraid I only eat mine freshly made. With
Mayonnaise or gravy?
yes.
Yes,
What did I miss?
gravy.
A lot.
Yeah, doing
Mayonnaise.
wine tastings, but for gravy.
Yep. And Kay's back. Say hello, Kay.
Hello.
All right.
So now we know the secret. Talk about food.
Of course.
It checks out.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Caleb.
Yeah.
This is-
It's true. He really just
Okay.
gets into his character, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Okay. So, good to have you all here today. I'm glad the weather is clearing up for you all. Let's hope it doesn't get any worse. Wink. Last time, our party of hornified adventurers, who still have no party name, Cat, Kay, Curve, Romulus, and Vinny, had finished their adventure, coming around the mountain and back to Braylin, after a successful venture through the abandoned giant's fortress. Collapsing it, and with the weather clearing up, the party have otherwise sought out another opportunity, one that would hopefully allow them to get back in time for the Mages Meeting Festival thingy. After successfully figuring out a bounty hunt with an individual known as Corsair, the party gathered some weapons from a weapons merchant, along with supplies, rations, and other things that they may need that they expended on their previous journey. And now we see where this journey takes them, and what this may have in store. Having gathered all that you needed, as with all the shopping that we handled last session, unless there was anything else that somebody wanted to do, you all meet up with Corsair outside of the Twisted Tap Inn. The rain is still heavy, but notably not as heavy as it had been the past few days, and it looks as though it is, hopefully, going to be clearing up going forward.
Let's go, 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 go.
Okay,
Good
going
night.
away. Okay. So, traveling out of Braylin, you continue along southeastward, heading towards, if I remember correctly, Farganuk.
Oh.
So, who would like to roll me the 3d8 for your venture along the road?
Oh, I think it's my turn.
Go for
All right, 3d8 then, please.
it.
16.
77.
Okay. Okay. As you are travelling with the wind at your back, you find that you arrive early and quite safely at the campsite ahead of time. Depending on what you want to do as a party, you find that the weather is in your favour currently, and the rain is coming down behind you, allowing you to move faster with the wind at your back, using less energy. You can decide whether you wish to try and set up camp at the campsite early, which will drastically reduce the difficulty of doing so, or you can press on and attempt to arrive at Farganuk just as night is falling. But another weather roll, or not another weather roll, another travel roll will be needed to be made.
After the difficulty we had earlier, I say we stay.
I think we should probably stay. Besides,
Yeah, that'll extend our journey on to, what, 2 days?
Yeah.
And then... Yeah, we should be fine.
Okay, so arriving early, with the skill that you've shown these past few days, there's no need to worry about rolling for any tests or anything for setting up the tents. But I would like who is going on what watches? You have 5 people, obviously. And what watches would you like to participate in? I'm just going to
Second.
quickly make a roll to see if any merchants or anything show up.
okay.
No.
Is it okay to cast spells and stuff? Yeah. We're not like in a big city or anything. Is there like somewhere outside
No,
the
you're
area
you're
we
at
can?
you're at a dedicated campsite. As it currently stands, you've travelled from where you are here in Berlin. You've currently gone off map, and you're currently in a campsite not far from Berlin over here.
Okay. Then at that point, Kay,
Hmm.
would you, if before we all camp down for the night and stuff, do you mind showing me that magic that blocked out the magic? The one that you stole my spell, the claw thing. You did it before.
Why?
Because I want to try and start making this spell. I want to understand your magic before I can try and apply it.
I don't even understand my magic.
Huh. Do you reckon you could try it again?
I mean, maybe, but I need something to target.
Okay, so if I cast a spell, you could try and do that again.
Yeah?
Okay, let's probably get a little bit further away from the tents. Just in case. I have got this thing, so as we're walking away, I'm going to cast Detect Magic. And...
Final spell.
No, not yet! Son of a...
You didn't specify. Okay, go ahead and roll me Wild Magic for your Detect Magic, and Counterspell counters instantly. So let's just see what your Wild Magic does.
Okay.
Hey, I was not told what
18,
spell.
that's fine.
Okay, so as you cast Detect Magic, you're kind of walking side by side, and as you kind of perform the light glyphs in the air and kind of cast the spell, you watch as a spectral hand from Kay reaches up and drags it into his mouth, and the spell is gone.
Okay. That's a little bit premature. I kind of need that spell to go off so I can see what's going on. I mean, cool. Thanks. Are you able to do that a second time? Okay, we'll try. Don't counter this spell. I'll tell you when I want you to counter it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic. Looking at Kay. Making sure he
Okay,
still
you
grasps
cast
it.
Detect Magic.
Your
Okay.
eyes burn out of your skull.
You can see that on Kay, there's the magical shirt that he's worn, he's had for a while. You can see a faint aura of magic wrapping around him, indicating some form of spell casting.
Okay.
And that's about it, really.
Right, okay. I am going to cast first level Chaos Bolt, but into a field, so it's not near anyone, and this is the spell that you are to counter as I'm about to cast it.
Okay. So you go ahead and cast first level Chaos Bolt. Go ahead and roll Wild Magic. And Kay, are you going to counterspell it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Good.
You, as you do so, you kind of reach out for the magic as best you can. The spectral claw grabbing it and dragging it back into your mouth, countering the Chaos Bolt.
Okay, so I'm going to take some notes in regards to sort of like the kind of magic it is. Like
That'll be abjuration.
so abjuration. So was there any anything that activated when he cast it, or is it just what? How did it activate?
For him, what you can tell is that there was just a general instinct and almost like a self-projection of magic. He, in his form or a spectral version of his hand, reached out and grabbed it, pulling it back to him. There wasn't necessarily an innate casting of this. It just kind of happened.
Okay, and how did the hand interact with the spell? Did it sort of overwrite it, or did it just literally physically grab it?
Grabbed it and tore it back towards him. But as it did so, it nullified any harmful effects that it might otherwise produce, from what you can gather.
Okay.
But you can go ahead and roll an Arcana check and see exactly the nature of
I
what
shall
sort
do.
of things.
I shall do. +7. 16.
16? Okay. You pick up all of these details. It makes sense to you coming from Kay, but you imagine that a similar spell coming from another caster would be more traditional in the way that it's produced.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That gives me plenty to go off of for a minute. Thank you for that, Kay. That's actually really, really helpful. Like, really helpful.
Sure. How about to bed? Night.
Okay, Bo. Night.
It walks back to the tent, damp and cold, as you head back to the tent. So,
Just stand there. Wasn't he doing the first watch?
No, I'm doing second.
Okay. Just head to the tent. Hey, who's doing first watch?
good question. Who
I
is
don't-
doing first watch?
I don't mind doing first watch. I think I need a responsible adult.
I agree.
I'll come from you. You've
Hi
fallen
there.
asleep for the last 2 watches you were on.
Well, you keep me awake, I'll keep you from doing something silly.
Am I the responsible adult?
I would never do
You
anything
can be.
silly.
Ooh, I'm gonna be so responsible.
I mean,
Okay.
Kay's the brains of the operation. So.
Wow.
Okay, so we got Curve taking first watch with whom?
Cat.
I will be responsible for the little child.
Okay. Hey,
Oh
who are
no,
you
it's the
taking
two
watch
of
with?
them.
What's up?
Who do you want to take watch with, Kay? Or does anybody want to take watch with Kay?
Yeah, what's up? Somebody else.
I'm happy to, if you would like.
Okay. And Romulus, you are on final watch with Corsair. Okay. Okey pokey. So, Curve and Cat, go ahead and roll me your perception checks, please. And is there anything you would like to do while you're on watch just say so. Otherwise, we'll skim through the watches quickly.
I don't think so off the top of my head.
Oh, nat one.
Apologies. Right, I'm here.
Dear me.
That's all right. It's the day you've just had. This is the day that you're now on. 5. Okay.
I have.
Fargonac.
I don't know about you, Cat, but I can't see a bloody thing.
I got it at 21.
20. Right. Cool.
Okay. So Kay and Vinny, did you want to do anything on your watch then, or were you trying to do something, Curve and Cat?
Did you have anything planned?
Not really.
No.
I must just be sitting there half asleep, not paying attention to anything.
While I'm
Okay.
sitting, I will roll with disadvantage. I'm going to start trying to copy in a spell into my book.
Okay. So you're going to spend the time doing that. Okay. Kay and Vinny, go ahead and roll me your perception checks, please.
Perception. Okay, that's 12.
14.
14. Okay. Anything you wanted to do during your watch?
So, Kay, how do you feel about this job?
Honestly, we kind of need the money.
That is true. I mean, I feel like anyone able to get a anyone able to get this sort of reputation probably has it coming. I just prefer to know for sure exactly what their deal is.
I mean, I don't think we really have a way of figuring that out, though.
No, true. I mean, Corsair wasn't exactly forthcoming with those details, but I guess he wasn't refusing either. Maybe I'll ask. Just double check.
It might be worth it. He might have just not done so to make sure we don't leave for the job without him. Or
that is true.
something similar.
Yeah, surprisingly, the kinds of people that get involved in this sort of industry tend to be pretty cutthroat.
As long as I can eat people, I'll be okay.
Romulus wakes up. No eating people!
You can't stop me. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just an automatic response at this point.
This is the first time I said I'm gonna eat somebody, okay?
That is a bold-faced lie.
No. I said, before I said I wouldn't be opposed to devouring the party if they died.
You have multiple times talked about eating people, or the remains of people. Not just in the last couple sessions.
Meh. Maybe, maybe not. I can't remember. Too much food, you know.
We had the whole thing about you trying to eat the parts of me that surgery were done on.
No, you went out of your way for that. I was not interested.
You seemed mildly interested.
I only played along. There's, I I already had a feeling there was nothing I could get from eating you.
That's fair. You know what you would get? Buff.
I can do that anyways.
Can you, though?
I actually can.
How?
Reasons. I can,
Okay.
I can swap 2 stats.
Oh. Fucking hell.
Yeah, so I can just swap my strength and dex.
Yeah, but when he does so, it does things like decreasing his AC, but allows him to swap the stats accordingly, and he can't unswap until he finishes a short rest. So
Yeah.
yeah, if
Is
he
it-
needs to make a strength or an athletics check, that's great. He can lift a door or a boulder, but then the moment he needs to make a dex save, he can't just switch back. He has to take a short rest first.
When he takes the short rest, does it swap back automatically? Or
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, it's not a choice.
Yeah, but then he
Anyway.
regains the ability to make the choice again. So it's not too bad.
I'm not so sure if he regains the ability. I'll have to double check.
No.
Oh, you don't?
Oh,
okay.
no. Because later on down the line, I have the ability to do it multiple times a day.
Yes, that's right.
fair
So you can swap multiple times before a short rest, effectively, if you want to. So you can really muck around with your stats. But yeah, I'm just gonna double check it now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's. Yep. Yeah, at 15th level, you get additional use of it. Yeah, that can have some really fun implications. Anyway,
Anyways.
so you conclude your watch. Very little happens, and there's nothing really to worry about. Romulus, what did you get?
I rolled a 21 on perception.
Wonderful. My guy Corsair is rolling with disadvantage because he's a draconian and doesn't have dark vision. He still rolled pretty well. He got a 16. Okay, that's not bad.
You rolled better than everybody else.
True. Romulus, please go ahead and roll me 2d12, please, for your
Oh.
random night encounter.
Oh, no. 6 and 11. 17.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d8 for me, please.
Oh, that's exciting.
8.
8.
Wow.
Okay.
Either the best or worst possible number I could have rolled.
And this is
next
probably going to be best. Go ahead and roll me a.
Oh god, there's more rolling.
Yeah, there is. Go ahead and roll me. I need to see because you've hit an event. I just need to see what kind of event.
Meteor.
D4, please.
Uh,
No, events aren't like meteors or anything. This is like natural anomaly, weather phenomenon, random thingy that happens.
2.
2. Okay.
Oh, meteor is a
Uh,
natural anomaly.
Okay.
Or a weather
That was-
phenomenon.
Yeah. As you're otherwise watching for a moment, I also need to do a quick roll here as well for something else. This one is one I need to do in secret though.
How many people died because of this weather phenomena?
Yep.
100! Well done, Romulus.
The nearby volcano exploded.
It's not my fault!
Okay, that's actually a pretty good one for you guys. Okay, so as you're otherwise sat there during the watch, you suddenly witness as the clouds begin to break up and part, very, very suddenly. You watch as the wind dies down and the rain falls to only a light drizzle on the edge of your tents. It's still relatively cold given how far south you are, but it's still nice weather. As the clouds part and shift, you look up and you can see a beautiful aurora of purples, blues, and reds shifting through the sky, and the weather seems to be being pulled into it almost. You have experienced this several times, being someone who's grown up on a mountain. This is a visible ley line.
Ooh.
These events happen every now and then, usually during particular astral alignments, which can be read and understood by individuals who are practiced or trained in such. But you just know it to be an event that happens every now and then. And looking up, you can see the beautiful colours, the nature of it all. You also know that at the end of the day, when it comes to going towards the next day, you're going to be able to quite easily get to your destination without worrying about it getting dark too early, as the aurora will last a full day. And it produces bright light at nighttime.
Well,
So even if you're slowed down in travel, you'll still be able to make it to Farganuk without worrying about being lost in the dark.
Corsair, can you stay with us all the time? Because you are a lucky charm and a half.
I'm doing a job. I'm not going to stay with you.
That's fair enough. It was just a comment on the aurora, on the ley line. That will last for the full day. That'll make easy travel for us.
Well, that'll make it easier to find what we're looking for then.
Call it luck, call it fate, but whatever's going on, something's on our side here.
That's good.
Why don't, whilst we're keeping watch, what do you... Well, we don't know each other terribly well. Why don't we swap stories?
Stop flirting, Romulus.
You'll never get me to stop. Romulus has been foisted at every turn. Now is my time.
Okay. So, go ahead. I'll say, go ahead and give me a general persuasion check, just to see how friendly.
I hope you
Corsair
roll
will
low,
be.
just for the fun of it.
Come on! Oh! I'd like to use my inspiration.
Go for it.
Go
For
on,
the Kronk reference.
Second one. Come on.
Second one.
Ah! So close. It's not a 1. It's not a 1. He doesn't stab me in the night.
He becomes your combat encounter. You asked him for his origin story and he stabs you. No, okay. So that's a 3?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Better than the -5 you would have otherwise gotten. As he's otherwise sat there, he looks at you with a bit of disdain, but not harshness necessarily. I don't share stories with people I barely know.
That's kind of the point of sharing the stories, to get to know each other. Would you like it? Would you prefer if I talked about myself first and then you decide if you want to share?
I'd prefer not to.
Worth a try.
Let's just say I come from a troubled background.
Oh, got it. You're a rogue.
No.
Nose starts bleeding.
Did someone say Cyanide dies? Or say just it disintegrates into ash for no reason.
It's quite entertaining, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened with the old man who went to your camp. Maybe he leveled up and became a Cyanide and died instantly.
I knew there was something shady about that old man.
That old dude is still confusing me, but you can't really do shit about it.
So, for context, Rebecca, because you're the only one who wouldn't understand this, I hate the class Cyanide because it's overpowered for certain reasons. Other people say it's not, they're wrong. It's overpowered, it's before its time.
Next campaign I do is just going to be everyone's a Cyanide.
Well, here's the thing. Because if everyone's a Cyanide, it's balanced. It's like Cleric. But then, if you've got one of them in it...
Everyone except the party are Cyanides.
Oh yeah, that's fine. If they're in my world, there would be no combat encounters or social encounters ever. So yeah, I hate Sinnoh currently. Once Six Ed comes out, we'll see, but I don't think it's going to last that long. Anyway, if anyone wants to ask in chat or is watching this episode back, you can ask and I can give you a rant. All right.
So, as
So-
I'm as I'm just standing there, I'm just going to be like, no one who gets into this line of work has a great backstory. You know, there are very few people who fall into mercenary work, adventuring, or waste management without something driving them. And it's very rarely pleasant.
Suppose that's true enough.
Well, if you do come to trust us at all, I'm always happy to listen.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not really got anything else to say.
No. So, as your watch concludes and comes to an end, the rest of you wake up to see the ley line above. Kay, any symptoms that you previously suffered, such as any from cat casting spells, any from the magical items that you wear on your body, all of the symptoms disappear.
Good,
Wow.
good. That reminds me, I need
And-
to get more mana beetles.
And cat. While this ley line is in effect, your wild magic increases by 1.
Of course it does.
And for all of the spellcasters in the party, you now have wild magic only if you roll a 1.
Excellent, we're all going to blow ourselves up. Happy
Yeah, this
days.
lasts for 24 hours, notably, this effect, but it means that you will have bright light all the time, and it has drastically lowered the weather score.
Fair.
To a point, actually, that by the morning, it has stopped raining. So, with a light wind ahead of you, after having a nice breakfast, everybody mark off 1 ration in your inventory.
Because I can do that now. Yay!
Yeah,
Now,
because I bought food.
Yep. Yep, mark off 1 ration in your inventory, and you continue on your next day of travel. Who would like to take the next roll?
I've been rolling pretty fire so far.
Go for it.
Alright, 3d8 then, please.
I will. Oh, that's fine. I'll have extra d8 ready.
Spare the 8.
Let's see what we get. 8, 7, 2, 17 total.
17, okay.
Like
Go
another
ahead.
17.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me another d8 and let's see what you get.
Please have this one be an 8 as well. That'd be so fucking funny.
A
Okay.
second ley line, but
1.
A 1. No, you don't want a second ley line event while the other one's going on.
Oh no! Don't let
all
the
of
beams.
the ley lines.
I will die.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d12, please.
And a d12.
Cat sneezes and casts its wild magic.
That
8.
one's an 8.
Okay, that one's viable. So, as you are travelling along the road, it's fairly simple day, fairly easy going as you otherwise are travelling. You note what looks to be a group of individuals coming the opposite way from you down the road. There looks to be about 4 or 5 of them. Some of them are wearing chainmail, others have leathers on. A few of them have like open carried weapons, halberds or swords over their shoulders, shields or bows at their side. You note that there is potentially 1 caster in the group, however they seem to be wearing leathers as opposed to a robe, so take that as you will. As the individuals seem to be travelling towards your party, one of them kind of lifts a hand and there's a wave as they get close to you.
K-Wave.
I wave.
I wave.
I will also wave.
Oh, aren't we all just friendly?
I
Name,
nod
give-
like a Chad.
So we've got me now.
Of their group, the individual at the head of their group what looks to be a Devilkin individual of kind of a bright yellowish sun vibe to them. Kind of an intricate peacock tattoo running up the side of their neck and along the back, of their head, into their mess of hair. Two horns otherwise rise upwards in a U shape as they otherwise approach and go, "Oh, hail, friends! Good seeing some interesting folk round here." Kind of looks you over. Ah, another one just like us then, and stretches out a hand towards you, Vinny.
I will shake it.
Yeah, noting the intricate
Yes.
tattoos on the inside of their arm.
Yes, nice to meet you as well. What brings you out to this area?
Oh, just stargazing, you could say. Doing some work out of town.
Well, I think you picked a hell of a day for looking at the stars, but
I know. It's gone quite positively for us here today. Very much nice weather. And the troop that you travel with, they all your usuals?
just some friends of mine I met along my journey.
Of course. Well, safe travels to you and whatever your jobs may be. Good luck.
And to you.
May the stars guide your path.
May the stars guide your path, friend. Gives you a big smile. Say, is there anything that we can help with? Directions or anything you're trying to do? We're just out and about heading back home. I'm just curious on you lot, if you're doing anything.
I don't even know exactly who the hell we're supposed to be looking for.
You're looking for someone? A friend, foe?
Little bit of both.
Right?
I'll gesture towards Corsair. It's a friend of his. We're trying to track them down.
He nods to them. It doesn't say much else. Or doesn't say anything, sorry.
You didn't hear of any trouble back the way you came from, did you?
Plenty of trouble, things that we've been looking into. Margov's trail is beginning to frost up for the year, so travel through there has been diminished, which means that most people have been looking to get stocks through. More people are hiring mercenaries and the like to get through there a bit more. Mercenaries are a bit thin around this area, though, because there's been caravan attacks and all that from various groups of bandits and other individuals. Lots of people gone missing.
Missing people.
More than usual. Usually you get a few around here, and you can usually summarize it to either Yeti attacks or frost trolls coming down from the mountains going for a quick snack in Margrove's trials. But yeah, other than that, they've been more than usual. A lot of them have been rumors about a group known as the Skull. But yeah.
The skull? It sounds ominous.
Yeah, a bunch of, from what I understand, a bunch of dwarven individuals who have been, like, attacking local caravans and stuff, taking hostages, and either declaring ransoms or not handing them over if ransom isn't paid on time. Something like that. They're led by some cult leader or something.
As he's saying this, can I try and see if Corsair is responding to it at all?
Yeah,
Go ahead. Give me an insight check.
Could I also insight check what they're saying, if that's all right?
Yeah, go for it.
God damn it with the fours with this dice.
I will say that, Romulus, with your insight, regardless of what you roll, you begin to pick up on a few things that you didn't initially. First thing you know is you're like, these guys look a lot like people from the Starsight camp. And then you recognize all of the signs that these people are from the Starsight camp. And therefore, given you have Vinny and Kay in your party, are allies. You feel like you can trust what they're saying, now knowing this information.
Cool.
So they are allies of yours. So you do trust them, although you cannot confirm it necessarily, given the role.
That's very fair.
Vinny, on the other hand, you pick up that Corsair is very uncomfortable with this information being spoken right now.
Okay. So we know those are our guys. Well, if we encounter anyone like that, we'll run away.
Probably for the best. There are a larger group of them. Not entirely sure how many. All I know is that a few other mercenary groups have been told to do so. We were hired to do so. Promised a big reward by the big wig of the town. Says the trade's been getting shot because of it. And with the potential raids coming from the Ice King's domain coming up this winter, we'll have to see what happens with the tribes. It's quite possible the resources will be thin this year for some of the outskirting towns and farmland. People are going to suffer, but we can't say for sure.
Right. How interesting.
Noted.
Well, we've just got a bit of work to do in this area, and then we're moving on, I think.
Fair enough. Anything fun after you're done? Anything you want us to come and help with at all, or say hi? I mean, we're headed into Bray Lynn for now. Going to be camping out there till the festival is through. Mage Festival for this one. Gestures, kind of with their thumb gestures behind them, and you can see I don't remember what they're called now. Cat people.
Tabaxi.
Yep, that's the one. I'm trying to remember if I've renamed them at all.
You did.
If you did rename them, Catkin should be what you called them.
Kintons?
That's
Oh,
terrible.
no.
You just said it earlier
You're
today.
welcome.
I know I said it earlier today, but the name of some of those things have changed because of the I didn't want to update the updated document because obviously it's
Tello.
the ones of Tello is the one for calligraphy, yeah. But yeah, so I'll just go with that. But yeah, the individual Tello individual, kind of a wrapped in leathers with a bit of robes to them, knives at their side, kind of a bright orange and white fur, as they otherwise just nod. Kind of their fur flowing in the wind a little bit.
Oh, we'll meet you there because we're planning on going there too.
Oh, nice. Well, if you're doing a job around here, just keep an eye on the time. It is going to be in about 5-6 days or so from now. They do like to stick around for about a day or two, but wizards being wizards, they get busy and head home.
I know, right?
They got things to do.
Wizards, honestly.
Yeah. It's mainly just a recruiting festival, really. There are a few people there who are good for like selling materials and merchandise. If you're looking for any magical gear, I'd recommend coming to the festival to see if there's anything good. So if you can get your hands on some any quick cash that might be worthwhile. Plenty of materials and resources. Anything that you need for casting components, perfect for that. They got everything you might need. You just gotta ask and they'll have it.
Excellent. I plan to ask for all of the weird shit I need to gather.
Oh, come on. Yeah, I doubt they're
There's gonna be like
that,
one
but here we
thing there,
go.
and it's gonna be so expensive I cry.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we'll meet you there, definitely. I mean, we'll be hanging around. We've already booked our rooms.
Oh, fair enough. You're already pre-prepared. Wonderful. As a general note, if you do come across any divination wizards saying that they might be able to read your future, don't listen to them. There are a few good eggs in there who actually can and have the gift of foresight, but very few do.
And most of them wouldn't want to expend the energy and time for mere parlor tricks when, frankly, any good divination wizard could, earn a king's ransom for, probably from a king.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, most people with foresight can use their gift, and they do on a regular basis. I mean, hell, take the crows, for example. They're good at that.
They are.
The crows.
The crows.
The crows?
Ah,
What about the
aye. You may not be familiar, but there's a group called the Crows. They live in the Ice King's domain under his rule. They're soothsayers. They travel to and from, giving good news and bad news to people who need it. They're
Do
widely
some people need
respected.
bad news?
Pardon?
Do some people need bad news?
If it's what happens, yeah. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but usually it's only one person giving the bad news at a time, so it's less so. Usually it's good news, but the good news sometimes comes with a catch. So, eh. But either way, they're seen as worthy in a lot of circles because they are chosen and because of their gift with foresight or something. All I know is that someone from where we come from, gesturing to Vinny K and himself, where we come from, there are some who have been chosen by them in the past to go with them.
Huh.
They're typically good folk. They visit every now and then, give a fortune, read some tales, and then head home. You can ask for your fortune if you happen to come across one, but they don't like to attend big events like this because they're kind of pointless. To them, anyway.
Yeah. I can
Anywho.
understand.
It's nice weather for a day like this. Hopefully the rest of your day goes well and your travel is successful. And hopefully you find who you're looking for.
Hope
Yeah.
so.
Yes.
But yes, look forward to seeing you back at Brilliant.
Indeed.
Good news.
May
Indeed.
your own adventures be successful.
Thank you. May the clouds guide your path, friends. Which he says in Thieves' Cant, to those of you who can understand it, don't trust the Draconian. He kind of gives you a look, says this directly to you, and then glances at Kay, kind of nods, and the rest of his group all kind of look at him and then travel on with him, and a few of them giving you kind of nods and waves before they travel onwards.
They couldn't have. I know I didn't hear it, but they couldn't have given like an explanation as well. Like, hey, don't trust him because he's a dick. Don't trust him because he's gonna kill you all. Like, what? It wouldn't have hurt.
It wouldn't have, but Thieves' Cant's quite difficult to get away with anyway in short phrases, so.
Okay, at least we know what we're looking for.
Yeah. Well, that was an interesting surprise. Meeting some friends, friendly faces.
It's always nice meeting new people. They seem nice. Can't wait to meet them again.
Well, if all goes well, you'll be able to. Shall we continue?
Yeah, let's
Yes, sir.
go on.
Okay. Continuing on with your travels, you travel some way, traveling the rest of your way to Farganuk. The small town seems to be that of a trade and agricultural based settlement. You can see a lot of fields in the areas near here have harvested, given the harvest festivals that have recently been. You can see that there are several orchards and pastures all set up, occasional farmsteads just not far from the main settlement itself near the centre along the road line, but you can see several warehouses, barns, windmills, all sorts in this area. Very much a well built up area. For those of you who've travelled through it, reminds you of hold on, I've got to scroll up to where it is. Reminds you of Fieldmere, for those of you who travelled through it. You can see that there is an abundance of various woodland pines that have been set up here, and a lot of the fruit and veg and everything else that's raised here is more suited for a colder climate. As you can tell, given that you are beginning to feel the chill of winter poking through a little bit from this time. Thankfully, the weather isn't too bad, but it is cold. You can see a path that leads off one way, and as you otherwise get closer to the settlement itself, you can see a signpost pointing in multiple directions. To the north pathway, you can see it leads to, it is labelled Felder, which you know is the dwarven settlement under the mountains. Back the way you came is Braylin. Ahead of you is Farganuk, and beyond that is Canlis. You head into the town, looking around. There are a variety of people here, of different types, and standing around, not necessarily standing around, working for the most part, selling goods, doing what they need to do, but nothing majorly commercial. There's no real blacksmith's workshop, from what you can tell, that's in full swing. It's getting later in the night, and you can see that a few pubs are open, but a lot of lights are out.
So,
Hmm.
around what time is it?
It's getting close to nightfall, but it's hard to tell with the bright light out.
Guess a lot of people really are missing.
Well, I think it's best we find ourselves somewhere to stay and then investigate in the morning.
You may be right. But obviously, with the increased light, we might be able to travel. No, I suppose it's not really worth it, is it?
I mean, we're where we're supposed to be. It's from here we need to do investigations to find where it's going next.
Right. Well, we'd be best served trying to find whoever would be the closest thing to what's the word I'm looking for? An information broker in this place.
Speaking of, who is it that issued the contract?
There's not a contract. It was a bounty on a black and white tiefling in the mountains.
Right, but who is it that issued the bounty?
I can't be certain. I think it's one of the higher ups here in Farganuk, but can't say for certain. He otherwise rummages around in a side pouch before producing a piece of paper, which he hands to you, Vinny. And you can see that it literally says "Dead or Alive, 5,000 gold." And it has a description of the individual: a black and white tiefling, often wielding a cruel weapon. And then underneath it has what looks to be not necessarily a picture, but a short description of what sounds to be some form of a hammer, either war hammer or claw hammer. I'm not sure.
Just fucking ball peen hammer.
Does it state what crimes that wanted for?
It states kidnapping and murder.
Right.
You can see the piece of paper right there. Go ahead and roll me a general investigation, or just an investigation check.
Investigation.
If you please.
That's not good. Yeah, no, that's a 4.
Looking at it, there's not much extra information on here, really. It's quite a plain thing, but it looks official enough. It's been torn from a bounty board, quite possibly. You can see where it has been previously nailed up and it was torn physically from it. Where there's a light tear mark at the top. You can see there's kind of a crinkled nature to it where it's been shoved in a pocket for quite some time and has now been taken out. But difficult to say otherwise.
Okay. But seemingly all above board.
Yeah, seems like it.
Okay. Right, well, we'll get situated and begin the investigation as soon as possible. Is there anything else you can tell us now that might point us in the right direction?
Other than what's on that bounty, no.
Hmm.
Should we find out who issued the bounty? Maybe they can give us more insight.
You could. The mayor or whoever would be the one in charge around here would have a house around here somewhere, I'd imagine. Might be worth just asking the locals.
Can look into that. We can see which disappearances were the most recent. See if we can follow up on anything from there.
That could work. I was going to start in the pub, see if I could find any loose-lipped individuals who might let slip anything extra.
Loose lips. Okay. Well, shrugs. They do food. I'm hungry. Should we find somewhere to sleep first? Like, at least find a home that we're gonna call home while we're here.
Finding some place to reconvene if we get separated is probably not a terrible idea. Corsair, have you been through here before at all? Any suggestions? Or
I've been through here once before. Not really many good pubs in question. And I mean, they have an inn, from what I understand, a small one for just traveling traders. It's called the Cart Nook.
Probably the closest thing we've got to a good option.
It's the only real inn in town, unless you want to camp outside it. Other than
Well,
that, you'd be sleeping rough in an alley or in a tavern.
if you set up a tent in an alley, is that better or worse than doing it outside?
Probably worse. Easier to get attacked.
What
It
a
seems that there's a lot of that
strange...
going around these days.
Indeed. Well, seeing as we are wanting to gather excuse me. Seeing as we're wanting to gather information, a traveler's inn seems the perfect place to get a hold of a little gossip. Any objections?
No?
I was planning to do the same myself, so that works for me.
Excellent. Then let's get ourselves set up. Everyone keep your ears peeled and your eyes, I don't know, whatever eyes do. Blunk.
They see, Romulus.
I'm going. Well, you guys do that. I'm going to look around and see if I can find anybody that's talkative.
All right. Best of luck with it.
Right. You know where we're meeting back, right?
I'm sure I'll find it with the name.
Cart's Nook.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure I can find it.
Okay.
All right then.
So the rest of you headed. So who was going where then? Because we currently got Corsair heading into the nearest pub, by the looks of it. Who's doing what?
I'll be going to the inn with the ones that go to the inn, so we can get rooms
Okay.
and food.
Okay, so Kat's going to the inn. Kay's going off looking elsewhere for other individuals.
I'm making sure Cat doesn't die or get
Ron is just
kidnapped.
going with Kat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kidnapped.
Catnapped.
Catnapped. Sleepy times.
It's a good spell. Vinny?
Yeah, I'll probably go to the pub as well. Look around. Not directly shadow Corsair, because as far as I'm aware, the job itself is legit. But
Okay.
if I could keep an eye on him
Okay.
at any opportunity, that would be useful.
And Curve, who do you want to go with?
I think I will go to the pub and have some drinks.
I will
Understood.
say out of character for a second. So Corsair's absolutely going to have us help him and then betray us and take the whole money or kill us, right? That's the vibe I was getting from that.
Well, he can try.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. Like that feels like a poor decision on his part.
Hire
I don't-
5 people
Yeah,
trying
unless-
to take them all out. That's not going to go well.
Yeah, but I feel like he might like run off with the money or something like that. You know?
He can also try.
Secretly, they have the advantage, and it's it's 50 pixies in a trench coat.
Ah, my old enemy, 50 pixies.
Specifically 50.
Yeah, well, you can't fit any more in a trench
Genuinely.
coat, or it becomes a problem.
Genuinely, we would have a lot of trouble with 50
Pixies, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that's 50 casts of polymorph I have at my disposal. That's a lot of fish or Tyrannosaurus rexes.
Fun fact: all you need is enough pixies and a powerful enough wizard, and you can kill gods.
I know. I've seen the builds, and I will never allow it.
Come on, not even for funsies.
Can I
D-
have pixie?
So
Maybe
Chris,
in a
I have a new
one-shot.
character idea.
No.
Yay.
You will not become the pixie-owning god killer.
Who said I'd kill gods? Why can't I just go kill demons?
I want
We
to be
can-
the
we
pixie
can
overlord.
also-
The demon.
It's also fine if we just have enough spellcasters in the party.
That too. I mean, all it takes is one druid to turn the entire party into Tyrannosaurus rexes for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Polymorph?
great.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. No, it's not mass polymorph. You cast woodland being or summon woodland beings, create 4 pixies or 5 pixies, however many, because they're CR1, but they have polymorph because they
And
have
then
4
all-
health. You
Mhm.
can't have all of them cast polymorph and then fly away, and all of a sudden everyone's a T-Rex for like 10 minutes.
And then all you need is someone who can cast Power Word Kill, and you can instantly kill anything.
Yes.
Because it bypasses
This
the
is
the return to,
HP cap.
yeah.
Yep.
which is fucking hilarious to me. Because that fun fact that would work on an aspect of Tiamat. That would function. That would function perfectly well.
Hey, Simon, when you end up starting your Order of the Dragon Queen campaign back up, I want to change to a wizard so I can do that.
You can certainly try.
Yay!
The rest of the party is just druids, so we all summon fucking pixies, have them cast polymorph. Eventually,
Chain
one of them's gonna
cast.
get through.
All right, we have gotten off of track. So, what
I've
are
got to be right back.
okay?
Simon needs to pre-plan the entire team.
Yep, he's headed off to do that. So, while you're searching around, I'll say we'll take this in bits. Let's start with Kay, because you're on your own at the moment.
Yep.
So, Kay, as you're adventuring through the city, strolling through, you can see all manner of individuals. A few are drunk, kind of wandering the city. You can see that there are a number of individuals of different races. You are noting that there seems to be. I'll say as you're traveling, you're picking up on. There are small groups of kind of clique groups of people who get along nicely. You note that a lot of the dwarven groups have been not segregated, but they've been shunned by the locals. Where there are individuals who are drinking, there's fighting between these groups. Drunken dwarves and drunken people, they don't seem to be getting, or drunken everybody else, I should say. They're not exactly getting on currently, it would seem. I will say that you also pick up, this is just due to passive investigation and stuff, you also pick up there is a massive lack of guards. There's a few mercenaries, but no guards, no militia, no nothing.
That's odd. Okay, with that information, I'm just going to have, like, under my cloak, I'm just going to have, like, a chunk of the rats, like, move to where my coin pouch is.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's stealing my coin pouch. They have to go
Okay.
through rats.
they steal your corn pouch, they get a rat. Run away. Okay.
I'm making sure that's a thing because no guards means I either have to fight one person or multiple people, and nobody's coming to help.
Fair enough. So, with that, what would you like to try and do?
I'm just gonna. I'm going to look around, see if I can find any individuals that kind of stick out, like they would be willing to talk for some news. Kind of like the older dude, the older homeless dude in
Okay. So someone who might know more than they're letting on, sort
yeah.
of thing. Okay. Go ahead and give me, I'll say, a general perception or investigation check of your choice here.
I will go with investigation because I'm actively searching for them.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Do I have one? Do I have one? Do I have one?
Don't think I haven't handed out
Maybe
any
not.
inspiration since last time, so
I,
well, other than Romulus this morning.
Which I immediately
Immediately
used.
used, yeah.
Then barely saved me.
I got a 7. So,
7?
I don't know if I'm-
Most people seem to be either inebriated or not out at the moment. There's a distinct, I'll say, with that investigation check, you do still pick up that there is a distinct lack of people. In general, there seems to be quite a lot of people in the pubs enjoying the night, it would seem.
I'm back.
There's a lack of guards, there's a lack of people. It's strange. Either everyone's gone to bed super early. I mean, you're only arriving at the equivalent of maybe 8, 9 o'clock, and in autumn it's only just gotten dark. Either people have gone home and gone to bed because their lights are off, or there's a lack of people in this town.
Okay. Uh, different thought then.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. You said I've seen people fighting.
Yeah,
So-
like small groups of individuals who are not getting along, yeah.
yeah. I want to see if any of these fights that I come across is between somebody else and a dwarf.
It's pretty much what all of them are, actually.
But I want to see if I can find one that I can like, uh, sort of like easily be able to step in and drive the other individual away from the dwarf.
Okay. I will say, go ahead and give me a perception check specifically for this one, because you're looking for individuals fighting. It's not necessarily hard to do, but you're looking for more of a specific scenario here.
That is a 21.
21. Okay. It doesn't take you long to find some individuals fighting. You can see what looks to be a dwarf just kind of walking home, wherever that may be. A little bit inebriated, just kind of minding his own business, and then an individual just kind of jumps out of an alleyway and just proceeds to begin trying to brawl him. Just out of the blue.
I am going to go and assist said dwarf.
Okay. Easily enough versus someone who you could probably. Are you going lethal against the
I
attacker?
am not
Or
going lethal.
okay, in which case I'll say this takes very little effort, pushing the individual back and preventing them from causing any real harm to the dwarf, who kind of looks at you, kind of staggers a little bit after being punched in the side of the head, and just goes, "Thanks. Why'd you save me?
What was that?
Why'd you save me?"
Well, I'm not certain of the situation going on here, but it appears that your folk are not having the best of time here.
Damn right. You're not aware of what's going on.
Uh, just arrived in town today.
Dwarf cultists or bandits, whoever, are attacking all non-dwarven caravans. Dwarves are being left alone. As a result, we're getting the punishment for it from the people.
Well, and I'm guessing you're not too much of a fan of them either.
They're painting the wrong image on us. We're just trying to live our lives. They're causing us trouble. It's not helpful.
Well,
Why would you care?
well, I'm looking for as much information as I can about this group. I believe that the main reason why I've come here is connected to them.
Uh, well, we don't know where they come from. Somewhere in the northern mountain from here. About a day or two's travel. Not certain where. Potentially closer to the trails. I know the mercenary groups have come through and tried stuff. It's not gone well. They've not come back, or few of them have. Very few mercenaries are doing anything outside of here and now. As I said, the dwarves are having difficulties, and Felder hasn't done anything to help us either. So it's ended up being terrible, really.
I'm guessing this Felder is the mayor.
No, Felder is the dwarven city to the north of here.
Oh, yes, that's right. Sorry, I'm.
You're not from around here. It's fine. If you haven't been to Felder, you wouldn't know it exists unless you look at the signposts. Anyway, thank you for the help. I appreciate it.
No problem. If would you like me to assist you getting home just to make sure you're okay?
I should be fine, but if you've got the time, I'll appreciate it. Yeah, I know it's
It'll,
not much, but nobody does anything for free around here. And he hands out a silver coin.
do I get an understanding of he'll look at me differently if I don't accept the silver coin?
It's hard to say. I mean, given the statement of nobody does anything for free, you can roll an insight check to look further into that and what he might think, but.
Hang on. I'm gonna insight.
Okay.
I'm gonna insight a drunk door. The worst decision ever.
Yep.
Oh god, see? See?
I'll say,
Uh,
from the nature of it, you can take the coin, and it's more of a sign of respect as opposed to just going, "Oh yeah, well you need the charity case" sort of thing. But it could go either way. He could take it poorly and go, "Oh, you're just a mercenary out for the coin," or he could be grateful that you're willing to accept a coin even though you've shown kindness already.
I kind of uh I close his palm back around the coin. Uh, thanks, but I'll accept the information as payment.
Fair enough. Okay. You walk him back to his home, and there are a few other individuals, like other small groups of drunk individuals who come over. Draconian and what looks to be a human, as they're otherwise kind of walking along. They're kind of spouting a few things at the dwarf, and you interpose, and they don't seem very scared of you initially, but once a potential scuffle breaks out, non-lethally hurting them and knocking them down very much wakes them up from their drunken stupor. People seem to be drinking a lot more, potentially due to the ley line, you're not sure, but you eventually get him back to his home, small farmhouse, not far from the true outskirts of Farganuk, but yeah. Thank you again for walking me back. Anything else you want to know?
Uh, the main thing I was curious about is, uh, where is the general area that most of the attacks have happened?
Most of the attacks have happened
On
mainly along the western road from here, the one leading to Canlis. Where most of the attacks have happened.
Interesting.
They have raided a farmstead or two more recently. They've been getting bolder. But, yeah.
Well, that should help us be able to maybe catch them in the act or something. See if they can lead us back. Well, uh, thank you for your help, and hopefully we can be able to assist with this unfortunate events, unfortunate events that are happening. It might
Thank
take
you.
a while, even after we deal with them.
Of course, of course. Thank you for trying, though. That's all I can say.
Mm.
He nods and then heads into his home. Okay. We'll say that took some time, and if there's any further investigations, we'll get to those in a minute. Let us move on to those of you getting an inn, inn books, because that should be quite easy. So Romulus and Cat.
Yay!
As the
Hello.
two of you are traveling along, you eventually, after a little while, not too long, given your passive investigation, Cat, of 21, it's pretty easy for you to find a place called Cart's Nook. Unsuspectingly enough, it's one of the biggest cart stops in town. A massive warehouse that has been rebuilt and changed. It spans the entirety of the thoroughfare, with a archway that goes over the top of it where the barn extends, acting as a miniature tunnel where individuals with carts can pull into stalls on either side of the thoroughfare itself, where they can park up a cart and then travel inside, paying a coin to a stable hand to look after any horses or beasts of burden in the cart itself, and places for mercenaries to set up for the night. You note that there is a overhang on the area above, which overlooks the entirety of the cart stall, and you can see that there are a few individuals kind of standing guard up there. But notably, there aren't any other guards elsewhere in town. You know that there are quite a few here, notably, but not elsewhere. No militia, no town guard, no nothing. As you enter into Cart's Nook, you see that the place isn't necessarily flooded with people, but you do see that there are a few people here, kind of in their groups, kind of sat around tables, kind of drinking, having a meal, and a few of them heading up to bed. Not really anything major. A lot of people may have potentially gone to sleep already for an early night just to wake up early in the morning and leave town, especially with what's been happening recently. You see that behind the counter there is what looks to be a large Fluxian individual with what looks to be kind of this deep purplish skin with these large cracks that run through it in several places, as he's otherwise standing there kind of looking out across the various tables, sees you enter, gets out a small notebook and just puts it on the side of the counter, and kind of looks at the two of you, nods, and then goes about serving a few other individuals and taking orders before returning back to the counter when you two arrive.
Hello there.
Hi.
I don't suppose you've any rooms free.
Plenty of rooms free tonight. How many
Alright.
you want?
Well, me and my daughter will share. I assume
Vinny and Kay tend to share. So we can-
yeah,
And then we have Curve and
Corsair.
Corsair. Yes. So,
Right. I would say, how about you bunk down with Curve tonight? I'll stay with Corsair.
Okay.
Okay, I think you've taken that the wrong way. All right. So 3
Buildings do get
rooms.
blown up.
3 rooms. I'm going to assume, given the nature of what you've just said, all single beds, unless you want a double bed for you and this Corsair.
No, I assure you, I'm very much fine with single beds for everyone.
Alright. So, single beds for everybody, 3 rooms. Alright, that should be good. I'll give you a dormitory. That should work out fine. 1 dormitory will run you 1 gold, 2 silver.
1 gold, 2 silver. Got it. I will be stealing that money back from Vinny later.
Stealing.
Specifically, Vinny.
Yeah, why
Specifically
me?
Vin.
The hell?
You've got money, I don't know.
I mean, in that logic, you have money.
I no longer have money.
You
Yeah,
might have
you do.
you might have a substantially less amount of money, but you have money.
I don't know, he got mugged and then he sold something for 500 gold.
Yeah, you got a hammer.
Yeah, but that money is in the cat pocket.
Oh,
yeah.
it doesn't exist because, you know, I've got it. That's
Yeah,
how
exactly.
that works.
I wish to get it out and pay for it then, Cat?
No.
No, I think he has some money on him.
I had like a very tiny amount of.
Okay, so you pay for that. Alright then.
It's just I'm stealing the money back from Vinny later.
Here's your 4 keys. Take them and use them as you need to. Oh no, 3 keys, sorry.
I was going to say,
no.
what's the 4th key for?
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, we've got many keys
No,
now.
3 keys. 3 keys, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, it's just me trying to remember how dormitories work for this, so. Dormitories are effectively a chain of rooms, which are all adjacent to one another, with a door that you can optionally lock between groups. So in other words, all 6 of you can effectively sleep in the same quote-unquote room, but you have the privacy of being able to close and lock a door between each set of 2.
Fair enough.
So 3 rooms, so 3 locks, because the keys universally work with the doors that they are attached to. And there's 2 locks per door, so. It's confusing, but it makes sense.
It's so confusing, I can't tell if it makes sense, but sure. I will trust you. As I'm sure we're all wondering, now that we've sorted out rooms, I will hand out keys. What's this place looking like in terms of... Does anyone catch my eye as someone who it may be worth talking to?
Looking around, most of the people here are kind of keeping to their own groups and talking amongst themselves. No one's really looked at you and seen and gone, oh, that's an odd character who's walked in. Most people have been quite oblivious to it, if you will.
Wow, God, they've been through some weird shit then.
Can I look around and see if, or like do a cheeky little bit of lip reading, see if anyone mentioned bandit or sort of danger on the road?
Give me a perception check.
Hooray for observation.
Not an issue with lip reading, more of just catching the right conversation.
Yeah,
at the right
no,
time.
that's cool. Oh, I should have used Jeff in hindsight, but I've rolled now, so that's tough. Perception, -1. That's 11.
11? Okay. Looking around the room, there are a few individuals who mention bandit in their conversation, and attacks and such, and kidnappings and so on. There is quite a bit of conversation with quite a lot of these groups. They are talking about it. But you also catch that a lot of these people are outgoing, heading from here to Braylin, quite likely. I'll say that's what you managed to pick up. You don't manage to pick up any details of specifics, just general outgoings, most people are leaving town and heading either back to Braylin or to Braylin. Some people are turning around, others are coming from Canlis. It's unsure.
Okay. Okay. Well, depending on what Romulus does, I am going to put... Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to bother, because Cychania has it too. Yeah. Yeah, depending on what Romulus does, I will cast Detect Force.
Okay, using Cychania's charges or
Yeah, he'll be
yours?
using Cychania's, because, you know,
Okay.
why not? Haven't...
Yeah. And that's so... But interestingly here, casting through Cychania will still cause you to roll wild magic.
Oh, damn it.
But
Okay.
only because of the ley line.
Oh, right, okay, noted.
As the ley line's still in effect. So it's just on a 1 this goes off, even though Detect Thoughts is a 2nd level spell.
Okay, depending entirely on what Romulus does, I'll be doing that. If he starts being loud about bandits and stuff, then I will cast Detect Force.
Okay. So, Romulus, did you want to do anything particular? You look around the room and you can see that there are a bunch of individuals who are kind of keeping their heads down, talking to them, talking within their small groups, but there aren't many people in here.
Right, I'm just gonna try and do first of all like a quick check to see, does anyone here look like they would either be amenable to talking with someone or at least would not be outright hostile about talking to someone about this sort of stuff?
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Thought as much. Watch it be another 4. Oh, yeah, thanks. That's so much. It's a 9 altogether.
Okay, looking around the room, most people are keeping to themselves. Even when you're like suspiciously standing there and just kind of looking around the room and looking at people very unstealthily, no one's taking note except for the barkeeper behind you. You're right there.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm a little bit intrigued by all this banditry that's going on at the moment. Just, well, wondering where I'd find out more about what exactly has been going on.
I'd say I asked most of the people in this room, but they probably wouldn't want to say. There's quite a bit going on. I know that a lot of mercenary groups have been contacted, and our mayor is currently trying to do what she can.
But perhaps what she can isn't enough with it.
Exactly. Business is being hit quite hard, especially this close to winter.
What's the bounty or up to?
Currently, I think last time I pinned it up, it's up to 25,000.
Quite an impressive sum.
Yeah. Well, she wants it gone. It's hitting everybody in town, and as it currently stands, we're not really able to do much. Mercenary groups have gone and dealt with it and have been unsuccessful. So we're currently waiting for a group who can. We're hoping that some individuals from Zakers or potentially some other individuals, if it catches their attention, Ironmongers or Paloon Knights perhaps, to come and deal with it, but as it stands, we haven't had much luck. The raiders aren't going to work on our side, and the independent cities aren't going to make it over to help Canlis or anything else with their trade routes now that winter's going to be setting in soon. Markov trails are going to be freezing over.
Well, we're here to try and help, potentially.
Out of curiosity, where are you two from? We don't see many of... Well, we see your kind come through here every now and then, but you sound more... pardon what I'm saying, but more Beastlandic in accent.
No, you've got us dead to rights there. I'm from the Beastlands, mountains up north.
Fair enough. Same with you? Looking at Cat.
I'm from the Beastlands, just used to travel all over
Come a
the
long way
place.
south.
Yeah, we thought we'd have a look at places we've never been, so here we are.
You've chosen an inopportune time to come here, unfortunately.
Well, you say that, but
we try and help as much as we can, and this is another opportunity to help. So
we can. There's no harm in one more set of eyes looking for these bandits. I don't suppose you've got any information about what exactly has been happening that we might be able to put to good use?
Only traders' rumors, I'm afraid. Caravans going missing, dwarves not being targeted for one reason or another, creating schisms through the people here. I know that our Mayor Penny, she's been trying her best, bless her, to do what she can, but given that she's fairly new at the game, it's not going in her favor. Yeah.
While this conversation's happening, I have cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay, go ahead and roll your wild magic.
did, I
It
got a
can only
4.
happen on a 1. Okay, that's fine then. Well, so are you detecting his thoughts and the thoughts of people around?
It's going to be his and sort of the ones around, but I'm going to be focusing on people that are talking specifically about it or thinking specifically about it or locations.
Okay. Those who are specifically thinking about the banditry and the general nature of it, a lot of them have been saying that this is ruining the trade that they're doing. They're going to have to cancel a few of their contracts, which is going to put them hundreds of gold in debt. They've got goods which are going to spoil, and they're not going to be able to trade them off for nearly the price that they paid for them back in the cities they've come from. There's a lot of general anger and disdain and upset nature to all of this. You then also begin to pick up tones of not belittling necessarily, but individuals, as they begin to hear you kind of talking to the innkeeper about this, a few of them are going, they're not going to help. They're not going to be able to do anything. The bandits are too strong. If the mercenaries couldn't deal with it, why do they think they can? A lot of negativity is welling up in this as a result of this. I will say, go ahead also and roll me an investigation, Cat, just to see if you pick up anything else.
That's 16.
16? You pick up on a few things, more specifically notes from further in the back of the room. You note that what look to be 2 mercenary individuals who have remained mostly hidden to your general look around the room for the majority of this. As they're looking into the room and as you're kind of mentioning this and kind of scanning the thoughts of everybody, you catch on their thoughts, which is the mayor isn't doing anything about this. All she's doing is hiding in her manor, being protected by her ward, and has pulled back the guard to protect her while the rest of these people suffer. Romulus, as you're otherwise conversing with the innkeeper, he kind of goes, if you're looking for further information about this group, I'd recommend heading to the mayor's house. She might still be, if your adventurer's looking to help, she might still be willing to let you in at this hour, but she'll most likely have to contend with talking to her ward. He's the one in charge.
Her ward, been here long or a new individual?
He's been here a while. He belonged to her mother before she passed on. Unfortunate event that happened a few months back. Her mother passed away due to an illness, and she's taken on the role, but she's still too young, not quite an adult, so the ward is the one taking the reins, and he's keeping things the same without giving much of a relief effort, if I must say so. Most people around here won't speak up because her mother did some good work putting Farganuk on the map, and brought in a lot of good trade deals with Canlis. I mean, hey, my inn thrived with the trade deals that she managed to broker with Canlis and Bray Lynn, who were notoriously not great with trade given the proximity to the Ice King's domain and the raiding camps that lived to the south. But she's done well, brought in mercenary companies and the like, but now that she's gone, her daughter's inexperienced, and if her daughter's trying anything, the ward's probably shutting it down.
Right.
So, you could try, but, I mean, they're the ones who put out the bounty at the end of the day. They're the ones who have to pay out of the pocket. I think it might just be getting out of hand, or maybe something else. All I know is that every now and then one of her maids shows up with a new bit of paper, and I stick it on the board. So far, it's only been taken once or twice, and current price of it's 25.
Romulus,
All
I
right.
think we should go see her. Do you mind if I take the one that's currently posted?
Yeah, by all means.
Okay. I'll go grab the one that's posted. I think we should go and see her. Maybe she's still up.
Well, good luck.
Oh, thank you.
Best of luck to you, and I'll say this, if you manage to get this all sorted and deal with the bandits in the end, I'm not going to charge you for any of your rooms going forward. I'm just going to say that now, because at the end of the day, this is killing our business in the town. We're dying here. Like, our farmsteads are suffering, we're not able to get the crops that we need. We're going to need to start putting seeds in soon before winter hits, before the dirt gets too hard. It's going to be a tough thing. And with the Wizard Festival coming up, we're going to need traders wanting to come from Canlis to get goods to braille in so that we can profit off it. But if they're still getting attacked, it's a problem.
We will do our best. I promise that's all. I mean, that's the best we can do. Our best. So
that's all I'll appreciate.
we've
That's
come
all
from
I could
Vegas
ask
to try
for.
and help.
If you've come from Zakers, you've come from a good place. I can trust that. You're a group of 6, so you might stand more of a chance. I'll say be careful. The mercenaries that tried previously, they were a group of 12, and only 2 of them came back. The other 10 were either killed or captured, so be wary. From what they mentioned in general parsing, they've moved on since. They said that they had fortifications, that they've cut down the trees to have clear line of anybody coming towards their camp, and that they stand at quite possibly several hundred strong, but we don't know.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's a big camp, that's all I know. They've got an operation going on there that's beyond anything I know.
Understood.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for the information. We'll go and pursue the mayor and see if we can get more insight as to what's going on.
Of course.
Of her knowledge, anyway. We'll be back soon, anyway. But catch
Of
you
course.
soon.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
He goes back to doing general innkeeper stuff. A few individuals, as they have been kind of watching this transgression, a few individuals have been more paying attention and noting your presence now.
The ones
Given
that
the
were
nature
doubting,
of-
I'm gonna just turn around and smile to them.
Okay. And yeah, they kind of look away, not necessarily ashamed, but look away and kind of go back to what they're doing. Other individuals are taking note of just kind of who you are, what you're doing here, and what you're promising. Not necessarily to hold you to it, but at least now we know. Some faces that if people come asking for a missing Minotaur and Centaur, then they'll be able to tell them where they went and potentially died.
Awesome, can't wait.
So, while you head off to the mayor's house, I will say we'll go back to the other group. Vinny and Curve. The two of you heading in with Corsair into the pub, you can see that it is called the Oaken Cup. You can see that the cup on the sign is slightly toppled to one side with a reddish liquid spraying out of it, and the sign swings slowly but precariously in the wind. As you otherwise enter in, you can see that there is a livelihood of individuals currently drinking with a lack of music, a lack of joviality and revelry. More of a everyone is in here drinks because they have something they don't want to remember. So,
Okay.
what would the two of you like to do? You there, Kev? Rebecca? Okay. She might be back in a bit.
Okay. Right. My plan to start with is I'm going to start up by going to sit at the bar and try and give the place a bit of an overview. See if I can spot any details, any people that look like they might be more willing to talk.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a general perception check or insight check of your choice, depending on what you'd prefer to go for. Perception will have a slightly higher difficulty to it, but would potentially result in additional information, whereas insight will just get you what you're looking for.
I'm going to take the risk on perception.
Okay. Sans, why would you do that?
Oh no. That's a 7.
I'm just gonna say, is there something wrong with 101?
Yes, you've just heard the information that there's potentially hundreds of bandits that you've got to potentially deal with. What does Suds do? Spawn minion. Alright, well, there's another one. So, 101.
That's fine.
It's Dalmatians all over again.
Yeah, it is. It'll be 102 next time.
This
Okay.
sucks, actually. My last level up got me an ability that, like, instantly kills exactly 100 minions.
Yeah.
We could have done it, and you fucked us.
Yeah, Cyclania's new ability is literally kill no more than 100 minions.
Yeah, it's on, like, power word kill rules, so it does
Look.
nothing if there's any more.
Yeah, well, I needed one for myself. Like, come on. You guys can't have all the fun.
Can you imagine an altered version of Power Word Kill that can hit multiple targets, but they all have to have the exact same amount of HP for it to work? They all have to have like 1 hit point. You could kill 100 kittens with 1 spell.
You can kill 100 townsfolk with 1 spell.
Ah, that could work.
No, townsfolk have a D8 plus 0, so they'd have 4. So you'd be
That's
able to kill
what-
20.
That's
Or
what
25.
upcast. No. That's what upcasting's for, Chris.
Fair enough. Okay. Alright. So what did you get there, Vinny?
It was a 7.
A 7, and that was for
Perception.
perception. Looking around the room, there's all manner of individuals. It's difficult to pick up on if anybody might be willing to talk, if anyone's a talker at this current time. There's a lot of loose-lipped individuals around here. A lot of people are drunk. But you are noting that there are no dwarves in here. There are notably quite a few human, a few draconians, occasionally a few devilkin. There's a few others around here, but there's nothing that was really... No one stands out in this particular instance, other than Corsair, yourself, and Curve, who have entered. Corsair, of whom is currently kind of walking around the perimeter of the room, but stops and then continues on for a bit. Potentially doing the same thing as you.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Back.
Welcome back. You've currently just entered into the Oaken Cup pub. And the atmosphere in here is that everybody has something they want to forget, so everyone's drinking and generally very quiet and miserable. Or downcast, shall we say.
I will join them and go for a drink.
Okay. Okay. You pay for a drink. It will cost you 2 copper for a simple ale, so go ahead and mark that down.
Sorry, 2 copper.
Also, you're very quiet.
Sorry, I'm also eating, so I had the mic away from my mouth.
2 copper. It's 10 copper to a silver, and then 10 silver to a gold if you need to break it down.
Brian, I will afterwards.
Okay.
I've made a note, don't worry.
So, is there anything else that you 2 of you would like to try and do?
So, if there's no obvious targets, I'm just going to pick someone at random. Are there any, like, small groups?
Yeah,
that seem to
there
be
are a few
talking
small
to each
groups
other?
of what look to be 2 people at the smallest you can go. There are a few stragglers who might be on their own, but they're on tables with other people who are potentially also on their own. It's hard to tell.
Okay. I'm going to pick a pair that don't look like a couple, since they might be less willing
Okay.
to talk to me. What are they drinking?
They have just a simple tankard, both of them. They seem to just be drinking whatever swill is available.
Okay, then I will order 3 ales and go over to them.
Okay, so that'll be 6 copper, and you head over to them.
Right.
Okay. Heading over to
So-
the table, you meet what looks to be a more of an elvish individual sat at the table, just kind of drinking lightly away, and what looks to be a human just sat next to them.
Okay, I'm gonna lay the drinks down. So, if it's completely bright outside, does that technically make this day drinking?
The two of them look at you, and they're on a disadvantage because they are going to be lightly drunk here. Okay. They both just kind of look at each other and then go, maybe?
Yeah. Well, I'll push one of the drinks towards each of them. I won't tell if you want. And take a big sip from mine.
Won't say no to a free drink. Thank you, stranger.
Don't worry about it. So, things seem a little rough around here.
You must be travelling through.
I heard something about bandits.
Yep. Attacking the trade route between here and Canlis. It's buggering up trade. We can't get what we need. When winter hits, we're either going to starve to death, drink ourselves into a stupor, potentially get hurt in other ways, or leave. That's what most people are thinking now.
Right. And what if someone did something about these bandits?
They'd probably be a friend to everybody in town. And if you're thinking of doing so, good luck to you. Many have tried, none have succeeded.
Sorry, would I be able to hear this conversation from where I am?
If you'd like to, yeah.
Yeah, just so I'm up to date on the info as well.
Okay. Why, you think you're going to do it?
Well, maybe.
Good luck. That's all I can say. Thanks for the free drink. We won't forget you for that. We might by the morning.
Well, I won't hold it against you, but I mean, just a few days ago I went up against some ghosts.
Suppose that's something.
Well, regardless. So who is it then? Like, I heard something about a tiefling, but
Yeah, said black and white skin, strange nature to her, or something like that. Traveling with a bunch of dwarves. You watch as he just spits to the side onto the boot of another person. They don't seem to notice or care.
Maybe that's all the more reason for me to get involved then. I'd hate to get a bad reputation off the back of someone else.
Suppose that's true. Dwarves have already been getting what's coming to them. They're not getting hurt by all this. Some form of targeting. Dwarves trying to claim control of Farganuk so they can make trade deals with Canvas or something. I don't know. I don't particularly care, but there's rumours.
But it's just dwarves that are being left alone.
He kind of pauses for a moment before the other one speaks up. Yes, just dwarves are being left alone. Everyone else is getting taken away or killed and the stock removed. We're finding hearts burned and otherwise ransoms being sent through our doors. None of us can afford to pay. You've let us dry of every penny we have. Lost a lot of good folk because of it. And recently they've been attacking the border of this place. They've been attacking the farmsteads, burning what crops we had before the harvest could come in fully.
And everyone who tries to stop them dies, is that it?
Pretty much.
We talking like town guard or mercenaries?
Mercenaries. Town guard are all too busy keeping her lordship safe.
Ah. Yeah, we heard there'd been an official bounty issued, but
Yeah.
if there's law enforcement able to look into it and not, then that's a bit galling.
I kind of look at you blankly. Sure. I mean, it's not good. They seem a bit too drunk and having a little bit of difficulty keeping up with the conversation.
That's fair. Okay.
I would like to purchase another drink during this, sorry.
Okay. So, it's another 2 copper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you do wind up leaving, where are you going to go?
Probably Braylin. It's far enough away, but close enough we might be able to get away with it. At least the guards that are there will take care of us.
Because their mayor isn't hiding away.
Yeah, that and they've got more ties to the stronger folk who have... he kind of pauses from him and thinking. The elven one looking over at them. The people who have caused big change have previously come out of Braylin. It's quite possible they still live and work there, which means that, well, we're in good hands if we go to Braylin. Although I'd probably go south, back to my home.
It's fair enough if you've got ties there.
Mm.
Right then. Oh, have you heard about anyone important going missing? I know there's been a lot of disappearances, but...
What do you mean by important? Like rich folk or stuff like that?
People with connections. You said whoever's in charge is hiding away, so I'm guessing they've been pretty indiscriminate about who they've been taking.
No one important's gone missing, per se.
Oh, as in they've turned up dead, or...
Oh, I mean, or it's not connected, but the previous mayor, she died of an illness, and her daughter's still quite young, so I think it's her, like the other one, the housekeeper or something, that's in charge, making all the decisions or something. I don't know. But she didn't go missing. She just kind of died. She became ill and the physicians couldn't do nothing. So it was passed on to her daughter.
That's rough then. But unfortunately, plagues do happen, I guess.
Yeah.
And other kinds of diseases.
Yeah. Lucky I didn't catch it, though. Very few people did.
Yeah, well, that's a blessing then.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the drinks anyway, but I think we've got to head back now. It's been a bit of a day.
I can imagine. Right.
I'll be back to the
You take care of yourselves, right?
Yeah, sure thing. Thanks again. Kind of
No worries.
nods, and they both attempt to stand and kind of are leaning on each other's shoulder, both walk out of the pub. Corsair, you notice off to another side of the room, kind of chatting with a few individuals before remaining there for the time being. You can choose to do something else if you wish. Corsair knows to meet you at the Carts and Nook, so you can always ditch him and go elsewhere if you want to.
There's anyone who looks like they might still be coherent enough to talk, but aren't really paying attention to what else is going on. I might try my luck again. Do the same thing, buy some drinks, and see if I can get them talking.
If you want to, yeah. I'll say go ahead and give me a general insight or perception check.
Yeah, I'll probably be asking most of the same questions unless they turn up any new lines of inquiry.
Okay.
Just seeing what they volunteer.
Okay. I'll see. With a high enough roll like that, I'll say you get the general gist that most people in here, they know all the same information. What's been told and said to them has been said to a million times from either conversations they've ever heard or news that's been said. And I say with that roll, you confidently pick up that all the information these people know has been said to you now.
Okay. Right, and this all appears to be official information then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or rumors. I'll say with the high enough roll, you can pick up that most of this is what the people know. Whether this is the truth or not is something else, but it's what the people know as to be the truth.
It's the common wisdom, yeah. So if I went into another pub, they'd probably know all
the exact same stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can look into talking to some other kinds of people, but does Corsair move on at all during this time?
During this time, Corsair has been talking to the same people, but gets up after a short amount of time and then kind of leaves the tavern, knowing that you're still there, but knowing that he can move on. Okay. So, Kay, going back to you. You've delivered this dwarf to his home. What would you like to do now? You can meet back up with the party. You can go out and do further investigations. I'll leave that up to you.
I'm gonna see if I can figure out where this mayor's house is. They might be the one that put up the banner.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me. I'll say this will be I will let you choose between a perception check with disadvantage because you don't know where you'll be going necessarily, but the difficulty won't be too high, or a higher difficulty investigation check but without the disadvantage. And this will be the difference between trying to spot it yourself and coaxing the information out of drunkards nearby.
I'll go with perception.
Okay, so this will be trying to find it on your own.
That's a 10.
10? Okay. I will say that it takes you a little while. Not like terribly long, but long enough that you aren't able to do further investigation before you end up seeing Cat and Romulus show up. As you otherwise are kind of looking around, you eventually see what looks to be a building that is still got its lights on. And as you otherwise head over there, you end up meeting up with Romulus and Cat, seeing them wandering past the building itself to along the outer gate that blocks off the front of the house, leaving kind of this little bit of courtyard in front of the building itself, which is, from what you can now see, where the majority of the guards seem to be, as there are 2 individuals on balconies on the front of the house. You can see 2 patrolling around the outside, and 4 guarding the front door itself, excluding any further that may be within the building. So this is where quite a few of the guards are.
Interesting.
I'll say you can. If you want to interact with Cat and Romulus, they are now available for interaction here.
Ah, unlocked Cat and Romulus.
Yes. Deal.
New playable characters.
Woo! I plan to play one. I'm gonna play the Romulus one.
I'll play the cat one.
You okay?
Oh boy, here I go killing rats again.
Oh, you rapscallion, you.
I think you meant to say rat skeleton.
I ate one of those.
Yes,
As you look down, you can see a K has just appeared out of nowhere.
and cat turned one into dust.
I did
So
find much K?
Just that most of the attacks have been happening to the north or west.
to the west,
West.
we found out that it's probably best to speak with the mayor or her ward.
Also found out that the reward is a little
Sig-
bit more than.
Significant. Can I double check to make sure Corsair doesn't hear us?
He's not with
Corsair
us.
is not with you currently.
Okay. Sorry, I can't remember which of the
He's-
many
he's-
places we.
He went to the pub.
He went to the pub and he's just leaving with Vinny and Curve potentially on his tail.
Okay.
So,
So it seems like the amount is what 25,000
25,
gold.
Yes.
correct.
So I would certainly hope that when we succeed in this, we get all of that.
All.
Well, I mean, he'll still take his share, providing he doesn't also get killed. Hopefully
He-
not.
From recollection, Mr. Chris, from the
Uh-huh.
amount that he said.
He said he
how
wanted
much
500 of it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to make sure. If I can remember how much he wanted.
He wanted 1,000 of it.
That's if his person was dead.
Was dead, yes. Otherwise he'd take Otherwise he'd take a cut of 500.
I mean,
I'm fine with that, but I'm getting the full amount
Mm-hmm.
that we can get.
Agreed. I mean, considering we are also doing a lot of the investigating here, but I mean I don't know what he's doing. He could turn up a load of stuff himself. I mean, we're here with the mayor, here to try and talk to the mayor. Which at that point, should we go and talk to her? Still standing outside, because I mean, this
yes.
probably looks
Yeah, you're currently
suspicious.
standing outside and there are a group of guards who have noted you'll just stop and talking about this.
I'm gonna wave to them, because
Yeah.
inappropriate. Yeah, because yeah.
Yes, let's go speak to the mayor, see if we can get an audience with her or her ward, and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's approach.
Approaching the two guards that are kind of there. They don't lower their spears to be pointed at you, but they lower their spears to be ready. As they both kind of look at you. The ones on the interior, on the balconies, kind of notch now in their bow, but don't draw the string back. Usual stuff for we're prepared if stuff goes down.
Greetings.
Greetings.
We are looking to speak with the mayor or her ward, I believe.
Mm-hmm. In regards to
On-
this, and I'll hold out the flyer thing.
And looks at it. I can check for you if you want.
If you could, we've come from
Um,
Zakers to help.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Any argument for advantage because objectively they do want help?
I'll say that one of you two would be able to provide the help action for this. Certainly.
I will
So,
provide the help by
advantage.
looking buff, with the idea that
By looking capable.
Okay.
yes.
Right.
All right. So go ahead and give me the roll
Oh,
advantage.
hang
See
on.
what- Oh, wrong button. That's right.
That is 6 plus. What even is my persuasion?
Oh man, these rolls. They've
That's
been-
8.
8.
Can I use
Oh,
my Tides of Chaos?
Yeah, you can. You can re-roll. I would recommend re-rolling the 3 because that
Yeah,
way
that's
you
the
get to
plan.
choose between that.
Oh, wow.
What? You know what? If you roll one magic right now, I'll allow you to use it again.
Sure.
So-
All right, fine.
Look, you've been no. Rolling wild magic is in you roll the D100.
Sweet. You know what? Whatever. Lol.
You know.
85. Look, you've been rolling
Oh.
terrible. I'm fine with letting you re-roll this sort of
Oh
thing.
my god.
You got a 5? I'll let you do it again.
You know
I'll
what?
do it this time.
Sure. I'll let Kay
No,
roll one of
no,
my...
we got. Okay, hold on. We got one unresolved D100 that's gone off so far.
True.
Yep.
Okay, the effect is currently okay. How's your okay? Okay, we'll resolve this effect again. Are you doing a Tides of Chaos for your
You know what?
second one?
Sure, I'm gonna do it one more. I'm not
Okay.
blowing myself up.
Give me a reroll.
There we
There
go.
we go. Okay,
19.
and go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me the D100.
Oh, I'm sorry if we all die.
84. Okay, one lower than the previous
84
one,
and
but
85, damn.
yeah, damn.
Take it.
Well, we're double.
Let's just
We're
hope that
double.
84 and 85 aren't both fireball.
Okay,
Could go bad.
okay. Hold on, I need to check how much health creatures have.
Oh no!
Oh, come on!
Okay, how much health does a bog standard guard have?
Oh, what the fuck?
Can I?
Luckily, this is the one time when we can blame it on the ley line.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
it
but
is.
The result is slightly higher for this.
Oh, let's go. We'll blame it on the ley line.
This will be in this book.
Can I use a reaction to counterspell?
It's not a spell.
Oh.
Can a counterspell
No,
be
this
used to
is-
limit this a little so that guards don't die?
Oh, Kay, do you have the spell? Oh yes, it's a different day, isn't it, since the experiment?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to, I'll say you can counterspell, and you'll take the full brunt of this.
Yes.
Okay. So, seeing the magic surging, you watch as two things happen. And I'm going to say, go ahead and roll me your choice of a perception check or a spell attack roll to get the right one. Otherwise, this will take two castings of this.
I'll do perception.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll. I will say the DC will be equal to the equivalent of the spell level plus 10, so this will be a DC of 12 for this.
DC of 12. That's
Yep.
enough.
Okay. So you notice as Kat is trying to talk about this, you watch as the energies around her begin to get strangely violent in that moment. You watch as two things happen. One, 3 illusions of Kat appear as she casts mirror image on herself. And 2, you watch as there is this sudden spark of necrotic energy that shoots out in all directions, which you immediately reach out, grab, and snatch. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in the vicinity. So you are about to take 8d10 necrotic damage here.
That's fine.
Oh boy.
Oh. This cat
Okay.
talking single-handedly wipes out the entire guard.
I will say that none of this would have killed the guard, but it would have turned them very hostile, because some of this could have done... This could have knocked some of them to 1 HP, because they've got 11 hit points.
Oh.
Okay, so the first round of this is 12 points of damage, and then the second round is higher, with 21 points of damage, so 33 points of damage overall. Are you still up?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, Kat, you heal 33 hit points, which is redundant because you're at max health anyway.
Oh, good. That's like more than my normal hit points anyway. Let's go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So,
I'm on
as
35 HP.
I'm
Ow.
good.
yeah. So as this happens and you kind of snatch it, the guard is caught off guard as you do this. The arcane surge distracts them for a moment, but you use that distraction and the casting of these spells to give an opening to one of the guards who takes the piece of paper from the guard who's currently got it, looks at it, and then kind of nods and goes, "Don't worry, I'll make sure that the mayor knows, and we'll see if we can organise an audience." Kind of gives you a nod.
Thank you.
Because We've objectively just showed some real impressive magical prowess and ability.
Yeah, sorry about this. This ley line
Don't
is killing me.
apologize. Style it out.
Just making all of my magic go a bit.
No, that's quite
Crazy.
all right. I'm sure she'll want to talk with someone who is magically capable.
Oh, good.
Kind of nods and smiles in an energetic manner before the other one kind of looks and goes, What did you... Kind of looks confused
We didn't
for a
do that.
moment. Looking at their companion gun, just like, what are you doing? And then they head off inside. Okay, just
Ow.
wait out here and we'll get this sorted.
No worries. No worries.
Technically, I could have been really mean, okay? Because I've just realized you have like 100 rats on you.
Look.
I'm not gonna do that because I've just gone. What happens with the swarm?
Eviscerates them all.
Is it 100 D10 necrotic damage you should be taking? No, I'm not gonna do
Oh
that.
my god.
I believe it
The
is
rats
probably
are
established.
counted as carried creatures in this instance, so I would say they don't take any other damage.
Too bad I can't focus that. On the note of god killing.
Turn them into a swarm of rats and use this one specific wild magic to do hundreds of D10 necrotic damage.
Yes.
Yes. So,
Ow.
it takes a little while as you're otherwise waiting for a moment before the guard kind of comes back out and otherwise goes, yes, I've managed to sort out something. Unfortunately, at the current moment, it may be a bit difficult. So if you would just maybe come back tomorrow, and hands you back the bounty folded.
Okay. Yeah, we can come back tomorrow morning. Any particular time or just the morning good?
The morning maybe more around noon might work best.
I mean, we are on a time constraint because we need to get to the wizard's thing too. So
And the sooner this is completed, the sooner everything here goes back to normal.
Right. Well, that should be okay. Everything should hopefully line up well for you. Just just keep looking. Kind of
We'll be round in
nods
the morning.
towards you.
Thank you.
Okay.
What is up with this guard? Something seems off about them.
Can insight if you want.
Hell yes, please.
Go ahead,
Yes,
both of you.
I want to. You have to roll for me.
Oh,
some reason I get this-
tabletop crash.
Yeah. Actually, no, I'm good. I got this.
Yeah.
Wow!
Natural 20s from
pair
both of you. So, the two of you in this instance are like, you look at each other and there's a moment where you have eye contact and you're like, something's not right. We then immediately zoom back out and everything goes black and white with a noir theme playing. As the two of you are standing there, Romulus with a cigar in his mouth and Kay just holding up a magnifying glass with a deerstalker hat on. As the two of you are thinking precariously before you both turn to each other and go, the bounty. As you both look as the piece of paper as the bounty has been folded, and you note that there is a piece of paper hidden within the fold itself.
I'm going to slip that into my hand.
Okay, I'll say you take it from Cat nonchalantly, quite happily.
And I'm going to surreptitiously flick my eyes down as the page is slightly unfolded to see what the bounty reads currently.
The piece of paper on the interior says, "Go to the reverse of the house and wait 5 minutes."
Reverse of the house.
Got it. And just to check, the bounty still the same?
Bounty's still the same. It was just a piece of paper that
Okay.
tucked inside of it.
Just making sure there was a small chance that they'd replaced it with a slightly lower bounty that,
Yeah.
that
No.
could have seen that work being a thing they do.
While
No,
the
that's
two
fair.
master detectives are doing master detective, Cat is just nonchalantly starting to walk back to the tavern.
Okay.
Cat,
We'll start.
hold
No. We'll start walking.
thank you for all your help. We will be here at the time designated.
Of course, I'll make sure that the Ward of the House knows about tomorrow. I'll go and make sure that appointment is booked now with him, and we'll see you back in the morning.
Okay, bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
And nods.
good
And the
night.
other guard just like looks at you, kind of sighs, looks back at the other one, and is like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, what's gone into you?"
Okay.
I still
We
don't know
both.
what got it.
I assume both of us grab the side of Cat and then just
Yeah,
like
we're
go
guiding.
off to a side alley. Okay.
I'll say you walk off a safe distance until you're like out of view of these people, and then immediately like beeline, kind of skirt back around and get to the back of the house.
Are we breaking in? We did
No.
that
No.
last time, and it didn't go well.
I did that last time, and I made out with money.
Okay. Also nearly died. And we all
I
got
still
arrested.
got out with money. Look, I might have gotten arrested, but we didn't die.
Romulus did come out of this with a new love interest, though. I suppose.
I need to stress to you, I do not have any intentions to romance Corsair.
We're not talking about Corsair. We're talking about the investigator or inspector.
Oh yeah.
What you
him.
mean? You
The
mean
unnamed-
Benoit Bonk? Benoit Bonk? Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, we
him.
We all understand it's strictly business with Corsair.
Mhm.
Thank you.
We just want to get to the bottom of what's going on with him. We've tried the easy way. Now Romulus is going to try the hard way.
Oh, good God. Okay. Well, we'll hang round. Cat's still completely oblivious to why we're outside the back of the house. Has anyone showed her the letter? Are we just standing here?
No, you're just
We're
standing
just
there.
standing here. We're just standing here.
Yeah.
Just wait a couple minutes. You'll find out.
A few minutes go by as you're otherwise kind of waiting for the guards to go stuff, and you hear kind of a, not necessarily a shout from the front, but a shout from one of the other ones, and I'll say that with your passive perceptions of you, you all pick up that there's a guard change going over. And there's a current swap happening. As that happens, you watch as the window shutters are pushed open and the window is pulled up, and you see kind of this younger female human, probably very, very young adult, probably looking at maybe 16, 17 years old, currently kind of looking out of the window kind of carefully. You can see kind of very much curled, spherical ribbons of bright blonde hair as she's otherwise looking out of the window, kind of looking around for individuals.
I guess the mayor? Okay, is the
Yeah.
pathway to clear to the window?
Yeah.
Cool.
There are
I'm
no
gonna-
guards, there's no people in the street,
I'm
nothing.
gonna go over to the window.
Okay. You go over to the window. You must be the ones who were looking for me.
Yeah,
Indeed.
this is a really weird meeting, but I like it.
My ward is the one in charge, and if he knows I'm holding this meeting, I'll get in trouble. The bounty that I've put up is the money that I have because I'm the mayor, or I should be. But he doesn't want the bounty to be any more than a certain amount. He doesn't want people to know.
Right. Well,
I
we
thank
After-
you very much for undertaking this. Thank you again for trying. Yeah.
That's no problem. Do you have any information we can go off of?
Yes, the captain of the guard mentioned that they were willing to send an expedition force out and they received information from scouts, but the ward doesn't want us acting on it. He doesn't trust it, from what he said. I don't believe it for a second. Ever since my mother died, he's been controlling and trying to make sure that I get very little say in anything. But from what I overheard and from what I know, there is a camp to the north of the campsite between here and Candless. It's been attacked several times by dwarven raiders, otherwise using the banner of a white skull on a black background, giving themselves the name of the skull.
Okay.
I've upped the bounty and I can pay from our personal coffers, but please, if you do this, don't speak to the ward of the house. Try to speak to me if possible. There are a few of the guards who are on my side, who are house guards, and I can trust.
Of course.
Okay, so if we complete
The
this,
others
we
all
don't go
work
to
for the ward.
We come
Yes.
directly to you. Do you have
Yes.
the name of specific guards so we know who to speak to?
The one out front, Kyle. He's quite a nice one. There's also another one. I'm trying to remember her name.
Randomnamegenerator.org.
No. You made me forget the name that I gave her now.
Ampharos.
No. She had a natural name and I can't find it.
Cynthia.
No.
Kirara.
No.
Claire.
Azula!
We're not going with Azula.
Claire.
That's not a good idea.
Mm.
Oh.
Fiddle-dee-dee!
Oh, no.
Yes, remember, chat. Torture your DM with annoyances whilst they
No.
desperately try and remember facts.
Her name's Yuna. She's more distinct than Kyle is. Yuna is a crested peacock.
Right.
Well, definitely stands out then.
Yeah, okay.
She's the one who watches over my room at night. She's one of the main house guard who I can trust.
Okay. Right. Alright, excellent. That's good to know. So we've now got a heading to go in and we have an idea of what we're looking for. We will try our very best to try and help your people.
Thank you.
As for what's going on with your guard, it doesn't sound right, but I mean, I don't really know politics
the
outside
ward.
of these lands.
The ward doesn't want any of the guard getting involved with kidnappings and stuff that are going on. I understand that he wants to keep me and this place safe, but he's not protecting the people.
No, and
He's
the
only
people are
protecting
noticing,
himself.
unfortunately.
Yes, I know. That's why I've upped the bounty to hopefully attract attention, but I had to have Kyle send these flyers out or send them with one of my maids.
Okay. Well, if we succeed, we'll be doing this under your name, so hopefully that will rectify you with the people.
Thank you.
Is there any other ways that we can assist in your situation here?
I just have to wait until I come of age, and which unfortunately is going to be a little while until I'm there. But maybe with everything that's going on,
Do you have to age naturally?
Romulus causing her stress and making her look older doesn't help.
I was going to suggest weird magic because we're literally going to a wizard festival in the next week.
True, but no, I don't.
but that's a
think it's-
crafty plan.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Potion of aging typically doesn't go very well because people don't want to be older. But...
Yeah, like it's gonna be fairly cheap. Like it's not something that's in high demand at all.
Oh, it's gonna be like that scene from Harry Potter when they take the potion of aging for the goblet of fire. Anyway,
I'm just saying. I think it's a good plan.
yeah. I mean, I imagine I'll have to wait until my next birthday before I'll be able to take on that role, even if I was older due to some other means.
Well,
There's
we
not
will do
much
our
I can
best.
say, I'm afraid.
We'll do our best.
If you do succeed at this, though, I'll see if I can get word out to you in other manners if I find something that you might be able to help me with for this situation,
That's
or any
absolutely
other
no
help I
problem.
might need.
We'll help as much as we can. We're staying in the inn, but we'll be out on the road obviously while we're doing this. And after this, we'll be going back to Braylon. Braylon.
I
for
I
the
can
Wizards Festival.
arrange. If you come back and get this successfully, I can arrange some transport to get you there faster.
Oh, that'd be
Um,
absolutely wonderful.
Our house mage might be able to send you a short distance to help you out with that.
You have a house mage?
She's quite skilled. She'll be heading to Braylon herself. She might be able to take you with.
Okay. I mean, if you want, if she knows how to communicate over long distance and stuff, you can always send a sending. So I've learned recently
Um,
to one of us. I don't know if she'll know that, but
she might not know who you are, and getting an audience with her would mean you'd have to speak to the ward tomorrow. Which, if he caught wind of what was going on, he might claim the success for himself.
yeah, fair. That's a good point. Okay. Well, we've got a fair bit of information to go off of, so thank you for that. Now we'll.
No, that's all right. I'll have to go before
Yeah,
he
no,
notices.
that's fine.
All right.
That's
Thank you.
fine.
And she
Take care.
nods, smiles, and otherwise ducks back into her room.
And on that note, cat away. It's a
Yep,
fade into the
running
night.
away. And Kay, you're going to do a batch insight, so go ahead and give me a general insight check for this whole thing.
Yeah, I wasn't here when it started, so I couldn't say anything. So
That's all right.
of course.
I will say, regardless of the role, you feel like she is being trustworthy. With the nature of the secrecy of what's going on and how she's had to plan this and prepare it, the conversation stopping only after a few minutes due to the guards going back on patrol, you pick up that even with the insight of how much it was, there's thoughts that this is most likely the truth in the nature of what she said.
Okay.
And the rest of you head back to your rooms, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Curve and Vinny, what would you two want to do? Did you want to head back to the inn and catch up on stuff, or did you want to head to other pubs? What did you want to do?
I will probably follow Vinny wherever he goes.
Okay. One thing I wanted to check about the information I already got. The information about the illness I got from the one pair I took to first was that it had killed the previous mayor, but nobody else. They didn't know anyone else that had died from it. Was that consistent across everyone else as well?
Across the others that you asked, they said that it was just a tragic illness that she caught, and that it couldn't be cured. The physicians tried and failed, and a few others died from this. Though those individuals are people that people don't recognize.
Okay.
They're
Just
more
get
names of like, oh, I heard that this person's cousin was caught it and died, but I didn't know them.
Right, okay.
Plot twist? Question mark.
Potentially.
Mm.
Hard to really know from that little information.
Spicy.
Has Corsair stuck around?
Corsair's gone to the next pub.
Right.
He's gone to the next pub. There are a few of them around. The Oaken Cup is one. The next one that he heads into is known as Salt Licks. And you can see that it is a stack of rocks is the sign for this one. And then the next one after that is the Black Boot.
I'm probably not going to bother with any other pubs. So unless there's anywhere else you would like to check out, Curve, I'm probably done for now.
All right, show us the way, Vinegar.
Not sure how I feel about that one. Right.
I'm sure you'll forgive me.
She's drunk.
Yeah, no, I'm not just being. Yeah.
This is true.
Sorry.
Right.
Yes, I am a bit tipsy.
Yeah, Curve is tipsy and drunk. As someone who has only really started drinking proper alcohol maybe a day or two ago, this is quite heavy drinking for her.
You know what? Fair. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah,
I'm
probably shouldn't go anywhere else anyway. Then I'm gonna head to the Tavern of Curve.
Not only
mean
am I a
the
bit
inn?
tipsy.
Do you mean the inn? The
The inn. Yeah, sorry.
that's fine.
The
Okay.
It's
Oh,
so
what
fun
about-
to use so many synonyms to describe slightly different things. Pub, inn, tavern. Oh,
I mean, the inns are places where people sleep. Pubs and taverns are places where people drink. Rest houses slash also possibly taverns are places where people eat and drink.
taverns you can also, in some cases, stay over if they have overnight stay.
Yes.
Pubs are the only ones that you cut that under no
If you
circumstances.
stay there, you'll get in trouble.
Or you are sleeping on a table, and if you're in Ireland, then they will just absolutely let you just sleep there, wake up, and then buy one in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you get out. You got to buy one in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Okay.
much.
So the two of you head back. I'll say meeting up in general with your group. You meet in the lower portions of the inn. Most of the people have gone to bed at this point. There are a few who are still lingering. Looks to be a group of three that are over sat on a single table, and they're currently talking. And as your party kind of come in, they get up and begin to head up to their own rooms. Currently, Corsair is not here. For how long, you do not know.
Well, I'll imagine the barkeep will tell him which room he's supposed to be in. So, yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. He otherwise looks
Right.
over, kind of the broad-shouldered Fluxion, kind of just kind of nods as you all enter, noting the larger group, and kind of counts for a moment and just kind of says, "Is there one more coming?"
Mm-hmm.
Probably. If he shows up, he's a dragonkin. Goes by the name Corsair.
I'll send them up.
Thank you. Also, I hate the fact that when he says "I'll send him up," it absolutely sounds like he's sending up a booty call or something.
Oh.
Romulus, you've got the
Just,
wind within them, mate.
oh, don't worry, I'll send him up. And I'm like, oh Jesus.
Oh, I forgot me and Curve are sharing a bedroom tonight.
Yeah. Oh, this will be funny.
Why is there a
Oh.
small child in my room?
It's the small child's room also.
Ah,
So, as you enter into your dormitory rooms, you note that all three of your rooms are connected. They're near identical. There are doors on either end of the dormitory. So, think of it like three blocks, one after another. Each one has three doors on three of the facings of the room, with a window on the fourth. Does that make sense, or do you want me to draw it so you
No.
can get a bit more of an understanding?
No, that
Makes
is
sense.
it integral to the plot?
Nope,
Oh,
just
well then, I think we should be good.
okay. Well, there you go. You've
Sorry,
got your
No,
Yeah.
draw it.
Yeah, yeah, we are committed now. You've started.
okay. So this is the basis of how the rooms work. Effectively, each room has a set of locks. Between each of these two is a door. There are two locks on the door, so either side can lock it so that it can't be opened.
Mm-hmm.
There is a door leading out into the main hallway, and then there's a door on the other side between each of these rooms. You can leave them open, and this will act as a dormitory, and you can basically have three conjoined rooms. So you can have like a big party slumber party if you want to, and just have three rooms all connected. This makes it cheaper because of the nature of how compact the rooms can be this way, and how you can kind of cram three people into one dormitory nice and easily.
Awesome. I can't wait to go mental here.
Yeah. So you have two per room, and in this instance, you've already organised how it's going to be arranged and who's going where. So, do you wish to chat before Corsair returns, or are you heading straight to bed and just letting him in when time comes?
You don't have to start me all
Yeah.
the way in the very back of fucking Spawn, my dude.
Cattle and Curve, please just stay in your side of the room. I don't know how I feel about sharing with someone. Don't really know. No touching.
All the way in the back of spawn again.
No effing problem with me.
So, did you guys find anything?
Yes. Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, let's move. Thing. So we found out that the camp between here and is it Candice? To the north of that
Canvas.
That's Candless. To the north of that is another camp that has the banner of, or has a white skull on the black background, which I think is what we're looking for. When we go back to the mayor, off the record, I'll keep it quiet, but when we go back, we need to catch out the mayor, not the ward. There's definitely something weird going on there. So we need to find her specifically for the reward, so he doesn't claim the retribution. But we need to make sure that if we succeed at this, it's under the name of the mayor. She's trying her hardest, but is getting shot down for her people.
Right. Okay.
So we've got that, but we've got a rough location. We know the direction we're heading in. We have a rough idea. When we come back, we need to either seek out Kyle or Una. Una is a crested peacock.
Okay.
So
Just like a peacock?
well,
Avia.
AVR. That's it.
You said peacock.
They're bird people.
The bird people.
Is a peacock not a peacock?
But
A peacock is a bird.
it's a yes, it's a bird.
Yeah.
And they're a bird person.
How? Nothing against peacocks, but how is it supposed to help us?
Because it's a peacock person. It's a bird person.
She goes to lay on her bed.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Well, I didn't get much other than the people seem to think that the mayor has abandoned them.
Yeah, we got that too, which is why one of the reasons why we went to the mayor to find out what's actually going on. Turns out that the mayor hasn't abandoned them; it's just her ward is stopping her.
Right.
We also found out that should we succeed and go back to the mayor, we could probably get back to Braylin faster with help of her mage.
That'd certainly help, yeah.
So-
Oh yeah. Vinny,
Mm-hmm.
the money's gone up.
Oh yeah. We were told it's 5,000. Yes, 25,000.
Ooh.
That's a lot more than we thought.
That is interesting. Was Corsair
He may
not
have had
informed of this?
He wasn't. No, I'm assuming he had an old flyer because she has been putting it up to try and encourage more people to come to help, and that was the best that she was able to do. So I'm wondering if he had an old flyer and his information is out of date.
It might be the case, considering how little he actually wanted, and he was willing to give the rest to us.
So instead of giving him 500, I think we should give him 501. I smile.
That's a nice one.
I'm joking. We
Well.
should definitely split this properly, though.
How about we give him 501 of yours?
Oh, I see how this is. Right. Well, you seem to have
We-
enough money.
We will pay the man what he has asked for, unless he betrays us or attempts to swindle us, at which point we will commit great amounts of violence.
No, we won't commit violence, but Kay might eat him.
We should
In
Figure out what
what
his deal is.
world is eating someone not violent?
Well, it depends.
I'm not letting them go to waste.
It
Now,
depends.
for once, my issue is not with Kay eating the person. My issue is your description of that as a non-violent act.
Well, if he's not
Yeah, I think-
conscious, then it's not going to be violent, is it?
Oh, so if you're unconscious and someone smacks you in the head, that's non-violent, is it?
Well, yeah, but he's eating. Kay doesn't chew; he just swallows. I've seen in there. It's bottomless.
All right, it's non-violent so long as it's vor. Got it.
Oh Jesus!
You know what? Kay is injured. He is tired. He going to bed.
What?
That's fair.
Very
Oh.
fair.
Whilst Corsair isn't here, I should make sure you're all aware. Those travellers we met on the road,
Yeah.
they're from the Starsight camp.
Okay. Right.
They warned us not to trust Corsair in code.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. When you mentioned there was a discrepancy in the money, I wondered if maybe that was it. But if he was genuinely unaware of that, then it must be something else.
Well, you saw his flyer. What did the reward say on his flyer?
The 5,000.
So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, as he's done nothing to prove us wrong. That it's just old information.
Actually, to my recollection, that was never given back, was it?
We'll say for the purposes of this that it wasn't given back, that you still have it, because he did give it to you.
Do you mind? if I
Unless,
look?
Vinny, did
Okay.
you remember giving it back?
I don't remember if I give it back or not.
leave
So
it
I
up to you
guess
then.
I'll take it out and show everyone else.
Yeah, it said 5,000 on it.
It doesn't look like something's been scrubbed out at all or anything like that.
Give me an investigation check.
I will be doing the same.
Okay, so both of you make independent investigation checks for me, please.
That is 18.
Oh, come on. Investigation. That's a 11.
11. Nothing has been rubbed out. And Kat, you don't pick up on anything being rubbed down necessarily. Nothing's been altered or changed. But Kat, you pick up on this is an old bounty token. You have a look at it and you note that it is quite possibly several weeks or maybe even a month old.
So
You pick up that this is definitely old information. But if flyers have been getting out, or not flyers, if bounties have been getting out, potentially at this updated price, it's quite possible that they've been widespread. At the very least in Farganuk, anyway.
I'll relay that to the party.
Oh.
Well, I think it could just be a genuine mistake, but at the same time, unless he picked up an old one and that's what he's shown us intentionally, and he's kept a higher one as he's found it.
Or he could be. He could be one of the people that made it back. Apparently, a group of 12 went up there,
Mm-hmm.
and like 2 came back.
Oof. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But I'm not sure I'm still not sure what his game is, though.
Maybe he just
Because even
wants
if his
someone-
plan was to just stiff us on the bounty, that still only works if we actually succeed.
Maybe he's just being genuine and he just didn't have a party to take with him. But, I mean, if he went with the 12, by taking 5 additional than that still makes us 6 less than his last party. And they got destroyed. So,
There's a
why
knock
would...
at the door.
Oh. Hello?
I'm sorry,
Hello?
what the fuck?
It's Corsair. I don't know which room I'm in. It's one of these 3.
You're in.
But I heard voices.
You're bunking with me. I'm sorry. He must not have been very clear when he told you.
No, that's all right. I'm just. Can you let me in?
Oh,
Yeah, I was getting up to open the door.
Okay, you go and open the door. I've looked in. Thank you.
Yep.
I see
How'd it
one
go?
of you's already gone to bed.
Finally,
Yes,
Please.
I found out some information. There
What
was
did
a
you
group
get?
of lumberjacks who work to the north of town. Said that they've had more disturbances in the forest up there recently.
so north of town.
So it's suspected, and not necessarily straight north of town. They've been working in the area and they've noticed there have been disturbances, unusual ones. So it's quite possible that there might be something up there, or unless you found anything, it could be further along, closer to the mountains. I mean, the attacks have been happening along the trade route. I wouldn't imagine that they'd be camping north of the city, closer to Felder, than they would be the trade line, unless, of course, they're based from Felder.
We
I heard that most of the attacks came onto the trade routes from the west.
So then it could be quite possible it's to the northwest of here, somewhere along the forest line.
We heard out that just north of the camp, going towards Candless, is a camp that potentially is theirs.
The camp north of the camp to Candless? Oh, you mean like towards the trade, or towards along the road, the campsite that's commonly used to the north of that? There's a camp?
Yes,
Right, okay.
we got
I mean,
that.
that's a pretty damning and solid lead if that's all we've got.
Mhm. But that's all we've managed to get for tonight.
Well, we can always head out tomorrow and investigate. We could travel along the road and potentially then head north from the campsite, or we could travel northwest and hope that we come across something.
That's fair. When I cast Detect Thoughts through Cychania, was it just natural, or did I have to...
A rune
something.
glowed on
a rune,
Cychania,
that was about
but-
it.
but Cychania like floats and stuff. Like there's
Okay.
not really any. It's not an obvious indication unless you are used to Cychania or you're very skeptical of magic.
Okay, this is going to be a bit weird, but after the conversation, Kat is wondering. So I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts through Cychania again, and I'm
Okay.
going to ask Corsair, so, what's your ties to this quest?
First things first, roll me your wild magic. You've got to roll
Oh.
a 1 to have it go off because the
Dang.
ley line is still in effect until tomorrow
17,
morning.
we're
You're
good.
fine.
I
That's
have
close to the
exploded.
ones right there.
Don't.
And I'm gonna say, go ahead and roll me a, because you're attempting to do this subtly, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check. This will be with or a stealth check. So this will be with Cychania's modifiers. Oh, where are those again?
Can
They're in your
I
document.
give assistance to this role by trying to distract him with more information that was acquired?
I'll allow that, yeah. Okay, so go ahead and roll with advantage. I'll tell you what the modifier is in a moment, Cat, once I've got the Cychania's modifier up.
Okay.
Okay, so Cychania
is
has
15.
a +4 to this.
So it's 19.
19. Okay, this will be versus the passive perception of Corsair. So, as far as you are aware, as Kay kind of begins to speak up to say to Corsair various bits of information, or ask questions about the possible plan, you cast Detect Thoughts before you ask.
Mm-hmm.
I. Oh.
No, you can.
Well,
What did you want to say, Kay?
I was gonna say if it helps, what the information I was gonna give might help with the detect thoughts, anyways. So,
Yeah, that's fine. Go for it.
uh, uh, I also heard that a group of 12 went after them, and only 2 of them came back.
Okay. As the Detect Thoughts goes off, you pick up on the following based on that question. So they heard about those 12. I remember them.
So,
Does the words "in" and "sight" mean anything to you, Chris?
Go ahead. Maybe well, this is happening.
Oh, did they separate them?
This is happening from Detect Thoughts. So in this
Oh.
instance, I would say you can roll me an insight check to his reaction, which is, and they didn't come back.
only
Yeah.
2 did.
Okay. Can I go ahead and give me an insight check there? Okay, you may do the same if you wish, given you are aware of this. So Romulus, in your instance, as you're trying to kind of read his emotions, or read his mention to this, he's difficult to read. It's not matter that he's surprised or upset or anything like that. It's difficult to read. For you, Kay, with your total, you pick up on that this isn't the first time he's heard this information. But other than that, he seems fairly guarded. That's about it. He seems fairly guarded. He may have heard this information before, maybe in rumor, but you don't get anything more than that. Whereas Cat, with your Detect Thoughts, you get a much more steely answer.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he rolled really high.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I on what?
In regards to
On
my
his roll.
in
for your-
regards to my
against your insight.
question for what was his tie or what's his bit in this?
What's his tie in this?
What's his tie in this? What's he getting out of this? Because yeah, I mean that was the
As
question I
in the person I want to potentially rescue and the bounty?
Well, it just, I mean, this seems really high risk. I would have thought you'd probably go for more people. I mean, after hearing there's 12 people went and only 2 come back, you seem quite confident that 6 of us have a chance.
You get a general notion to their surface thoughts, to which the answer of which is those 12 made a mistake, and it cost them. But he otherwise looks back and goes, I have confidence in this group. You're all adventurers. You've all seen something. I mean, hell, you ended up making it to Braylin in that storm. It's got to count for something.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh, yeah. We heard the bounty's gone up.
Mm-hmm. What's his thought on that?
His thought on that is, shit, they've found out.
I knew it.
I am inciting him to try.
Obviously, I don't know that.
Yeah,
but-
no, both of you, you're free to do your insight checks on this sort of thing, and I'll roll for his very clearly deception on this instance. Okay, so that is
Oh, the pair of you!
no on your low on your 2 rolls. You otherwise look at him, and there's a moment of where he kind of goes, really. And you're both like trying to stare at him, trying to have another noir moment of detectiveness, but
Yes.
you've used your power for the day.
It seems that it has increased, but well, all the better. It means we get a larger reward if we do succeed. Which, considering the supposed danger of all this, given that 12 people, well, 10 people died or were captured, I think, and only 2 survived.
I
Honestly,
get what you mean. How much has
all
it
the
gone
best.
up to, out of curiosity?
Uh,
To which Cat, you hear his thoughts of, I wonder if it's gone up more.
hold on. Give me a sec.
I think
I'm
15
going
is a
to
safe
go-
bet.
Yeah, I was gonna go with 15. We heard it's gone to 15,000.
That's quite a jump. Go ahead and make your insight checks if you want to. And Cat,
Yep.
you hear that.
Hmm.
You hear the surface thought of, okay.
Can I also?
15.
I'll say, Vinny, if you want to, because this is something more specific, I'll allow you to do it in this instance as well to have a list.
16.
16, okay. And Vinny?
Insight is a 21.
21. Sleeper on your insight. So, Romulus, you don't pick up on anything. And Kay, you pick up on the inkling of, okay, he expected this number. But you know that it's gone up higher than that. So something might be slightly off. But Vinny, you pick up on the fact that he might... No, this might have been the previous bounty number. But since then, you pick up on that he knows the true bounty number. That it is 25,000.
Huh.
So we did get the right number, but he thinks that we know the previous number.
The previous number, yeah.
Oh,
to which, Vinny, as you otherwise think back, your insight kind of taking place, as you're thinking back about looking around that room, there was a moment that he stopped in the room at a particular point and then kept walking. And you remember there being specifically a nail just in a board to the side of the room, nothing attached to it.
Huh. Okay. See.
For those of us that are stupid, could you provide us what that means?
He
A
took the
bounty's
bounty.
been collected. Yeah.
Ah.
A sheet
Yeah,
has been.
he's
hiding
been-
the new bounty from us.
He's hiding the new bounty from you all so that you don't know that it's 25,000. But obviously you said it's 15,000. And he seems to be playing it off that it's this. And, okay, you pick up that you hit the nail on the head that may have been the previous bounty when it went up. But now
Hell
the
yeah.
published bounty is currently 5,000 still.
Okay. But he believes that we're just behind on
Mm-hmm.
the information and is happy to play along with that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, Cat's perhaps gonna wince, sort of like, I'm terrible at acting, but here we go. She's gonna wince, sort of like in pseudo pain, holding her arm. Vinny, can you come check out this wound again, please? I'm gonna head into Cat's room.
Roll me a performance check. I'll say, Vinny, you roll a performance check as well as you've been drawn into this.
Yeah, sure. I'll be like, oh, yeah, of course. Let me take a look.
Oh, that's not bad for Cat. That's 13.
Okay. Oh, and Vinny?
On performance, I'm on the wrong side of my character sheet.
I don't suppose I could you provide a help action here
It's
by
a dirty 20.
distracting him.
I'll say in this instance he's distracted enough, and with the two pretty good rolls, he doesn't seem to notice as he kind of dismisses it as oh, she's wounded, we'll let that handle it. I get to talk to these two now.
Right. Well,
So if that's the case, then we might want to consider how we're going to try and sneak around all of this, I suppose.
do you have any idea how many there are going to be altogether?
It was mentioned that they were a large force of bandits, so maybe 12, 15, maybe more.
Insight.
Go ahead.
I wanna
In
see if he's
fucking
trying to lie
sight.
Most
again.
of you at this point, it's just like when he says something, roll an insight. You're
Well,
welcome
the thing
to.
is, we've heard different.
I know,
We
but,
have heard different, so. Okay.
That one's a 19.
I got a 10.
a 10. Your 10 still beats his 9 because he rolled low
Oh,
on that.
wow.
So the two of you pick up on the fact that he knows the number is bigger.
As
He's
I'm
just
walking out,
playing
is
it
he
off.
still 30 foot within me or around
Yeah,
me?
definitely.
Cool. What's he thinking?
He is currently thinking, because again, this is surface thoughts, so it's a bit difficult. He's thinking, I can't let them know the real number, or they'll leave.
So I do still beat him, so I understand
Yeah.
that he's trying to hide it.
Yeah, he's trying to hide what the real number is.
Exactly. So,
Hey!
so
Just derail a session.
As-
Just
I look at Romulus, and I'm trying to see if
Well,
I can get an understanding if we should say it or not.
well, if we don't know the exact amount, we should always plan for more. Do we know if any of those survivors from the previous lot are still around town? They might have more information. If we can find out any weaknesses that we could exploit, or any preparation that we could make to make things easier on ourselves, it could well be worth the hassle.
can't say I know of any of them being in town.
Can't you hear anything from that, by the way? I don't know it, but I want to hear what he thinks.
The wording is exactly the same.
Okay.
He
fair.
doesn't know if there's anybody in town still.
I've heard that they're possibly out of town, but I've heard that if we go into this, we'll be at a major disadvantage. Apparently, all the trees around the place are cut down, so nobody can sneak in.
We'll have to try and find a way in and be careful then. Depending on where they are, they might have a weak point somewhere, maybe a way in.
I think it may behoove us to locate some wide area damaging items, fire and the like.
Fire
Any-
flasks? That sort of thing?
That sort of thing. Anything of a similar ilk. We want to make sure that we need to make sure that we're well prepared for this. If 12 at least relatively competent adventurers were taken out by these bandits, we need to be prepared. Perhaps be ready for a slow campaign against them. Pick them off one by one. There are options, but we'll have to see what's available to us.
It might also be worth seeing if we can pick up any healing potions or anything like that.
Agreed.
I believe there is an apothecary in town you might be able to buy potions from. But they're probably only going to be open in the morning, and that's if they've gotten stock through.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Let us rest for the night, since I don't believe there's any information that we've not already shared today that would be useful. Let's rest. In the morning, go to the apothecary and see what else we can find, prepare ourselves as best we can. If we feel confident after that, head out. If not, prepare further and repeat until confident. Does this sound amenable to you both?
Sounds good. I mean, I know you're on a time crunch for getting back to Berlin, but I'm sure we can try and factor that in.
We can try. Luckily that's not the most important thing in the world, in my personal opinion. Ensuring that this gets sorted is more vital, I believe.
Understood. Okay, and Kat, from all those words that you're hearing, the rest of that is mostly just him sympathizing with the same idea, going, okay, so we need to get this sorted, that sort of thing.
Okay. So, meanwhile, while I'm with Vinny, I am basically relaying everything that he's fought. So he knew about the 12. He panicked when we confronted him about the higher bounty. He knew about that, and the fact that he said those 12 had made a mistake, so he understood what they did. I'm just gonna relay that to Vinny.
Okay.
And then towards the end, before we all go to bed, I will just say, I'm actually quite scared about this. This seems like it's well above us. I'm scared we're gonna get hurt.
Are you gonna keep going and bring it
Corsair, I'll be back in just a moment. I have to wish Kat a good night and make sure that she's all right.
That's all right. Am I sleeping in this room then?
Yes. Your choice of bed, I don't particularly mind.
I'll
Just a,
take the far wall.
all right. Just a warning. I am a bit of a light sleeper, so if I
Also a loud snorer.
oh
Remember
so-
we slept in the same tent for a night.
oh, that's fair. Apologies.
No, that's quite all right. I'm used to traveling with folks similarly.
Perhaps I should. Maybe I sleep on my back rather than my side. We'll see. We'll see.
Maybe.
Right. Well,
Cat.
I'm going to head over to Cat and basically like. So he's shady as fuck, right?
Yeah, and Kat, the last thing you pick up there, before he kind of leaves your range, heading to his bed,
Mm-hmm.
you pick up on the bit that he says where he says, "I'm used to traveling with people like you." He says, "I shouldn't have said that."
Oh, he travels with minotaurs. Ooh, maybe.
No.
Okay. So
Maybe.
as
Maybe.
Romulus comes in, I will relay the last thing that he thought.
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd said to him, but he said that he shouldn't have said something. I don't know what that was. But
The last thing he said to me was he's used to hanging around with people that snore like I do.
Doesn't seem like the kind of person who's going to volunteer lots of information easily, but we should keep trying to probe him.
yeah, and keep an eye. And I'll relay to Romulus everything again.
Yeah.
And it's like, are we sure about this? I want to do everything I can to help the mayor and these people, but this seems.
He clearly knows what the 12 did wrong.
They made a mistake, and he said that he can't let us know or we'll leave. How many people are involved in this? I'm just scared that one of us is going to get hurt or something's going to happen.
I believe it's in the double or even triple digits, but I don't think it's. I think it's worth us at least trying to find out what the situation is. It may be worth putting a bit of pressor on Corsair. All of us together out in the wilderness, we surround him and lay cards on the table.
Okay, if that's what you think. I do. And
I don't want. I am perfectly happy to do this job and get it done as long as he's fine with that. I'm fine with that.
I'm happy to help where I can and help all the people. I'm just scared. Last time we ended up in pressure, I lost control.
Listen, don't worry.
I do.
We're
worry.
gonna be careful for a change. I know it's that's strange for us, but we'll give it a go.
Okay.
As long as we're smart about this, we shouldn't be in too much trouble.
Okay, but if we do and something happens to me, run. Just run. Get out.
You mean if you go scary again?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been in a position where we've been at high risk. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, last time we were pushed to the edge, I took Kay out with me for a couple of days. You managed to stop it. This is new and scary, and I don't know what this is. It's not just them we've got to worry about.
It's fine. Look, we're used to working as a team by now, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll look out for each other.
Okay.
Right. I'd better head off before he gets suspicious.
Okay. Well, Good
Right.
night. And I'm going to give Vinny
Good
a
night.
hug. Thank
I
you.
will return the hug. Don't worry.
Okay.
You'll be fine. Just look after Curve. Don't let her choke on her own vomit.
They do that?
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Oh, she probably doesn't know to sleep on her side, does she?
I'm going to go over and
Oh,
look in her
no.
mouth.
She's okay. You go over and you kind of open her mouth. You
Okay.
get a whole boatload of as
So-
you do, though.
So she has to stay on her side or she'll choke.
Only if she throws up while she's asleep.
But
And then
if she's
doesn't
on
wake
her
up,
side, she's
still fine.
okay.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Okay,
Look.
can we roll her over on her side?
She's already on her side. Also.
Okay, I'm going to cast Lock State on her clothes. I don't want her to choke and die.
So now, if she needs to turn over and heave, she can't move. Great.
Cat doesn't know this. As far as she knows, as long as she's on her side, she's okay.
Okay. Go ahead and roll wild magic for me, please.
Oh,
with
come
the
on, no.
+1 modifier. So what's lock state? It's the second or third level?
Second.
Okay, so that's fine. It doesn't go off.
She's
Okay.
only doing it because she cares. It's
No, that's
third,
fair.
but it still doesn't go off.
No, that's fine. So, as each of you bed down for the night, gathering your wits about you and proceeding to head to sleep, you try your best to remain calm with the insight of the information that you've been given, with the nature of the information and the mystery behind all of this. The suspicion and everything that's going on is unnerving some of you. Except for Curve, who's fast asleep, thanks to her drinking habit and that she's now adopted, and she is now fast asleep. But Curve,
Hmm?
as you're sleeping, and I'll say if everybody else can mute up for this, please.
Okay.
Okay. As you're lying there, asleep and enjoying the restful night, you sit up, awake. You look around, your friends are nowhere in sight. You're in a wonderful stone house, wooden slatted floors, your sister's bed on the opposite side of the room from you. Your rucksack sits at the end of the bed from you, your things packed and ready, your family nowhere in sight. A bowl and cup have been toppled to one side, a spoon lays on the floor, the mess of whatever it once contained, dry and crusty. You stand in a shock. What do you do?
I start calling out people's names, sort of higher, like mostly in joy at just being back. Hey guys, I'm back.
There's no reply.
I leave the room, search more of the house.
You leave the room, and as you otherwise wander around the house, looking around, you don't see your younger brothers or sisters. You don't see your mother, your father, or your older sister. You wander around, searching as best you can, seeing dust and ash coating the areas of the house, as if abandoned. You step outside and look across the farmyard in search for them. And in that moment, a crow sits atop the post opposite the doorway. You haven't finished your duty yet, Curve. Don't forget where you stand. And in that instant, you feel crow's wings shoot from your back and your arms pulled downwards. chains wrapped around your wrists and your arms as you are pulled down, but your wings try to beat, pulling you upwards as you feel the floor give out into that hole that consumed you once again. A starry scape lies above you, and yet the infernal hellfire beneath drags you down as you feel the weight of your body tear and scream in pain as this occurs, and you wake up.
I try.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Were you going to say so?
I try and steady my breath to not wake anyone else up.
Okay. You try, and I'll say you succeed. But you can feel fear, your heart racing, and your body paralyzed in place.
Oh, fudge.
And that is where we will end tonight's session. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And we will see you next week when we continue this little adventure of ours.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Bye.